On the wedding day, the wealthy heiress of the Beijing circle burst into the bridal chamber in a rush. Ye Chen, Shi Lingling ran away from the wedding. What? On my big wedding day? My bride ran away. Then what about me? What is your hurry? You're not the one who got jilted. Of course you're not in a hurry. All right, I'll stop teasing you. There is also a piece of good news. I froze for a moment. Looking at her, I asked cautiously and tentatively, Sis, good news? Don't tell me Shi Lingling was caught and brought back. To me that wouldn't be good news at all. Getting engaged to me when she wanted to marry me, and running away when she didn't. What did she take me for? No. Then what is the good news? Could it be that the Ye family and the Shi family decided to cancel the wedding? The Shi family decided to let Shi Qinghe take Shi Lingling's place to fulfill the marriage alliance with you, Shi Qinghe. Shi Lingling's young aunt, the late-born daughter of the Shi family's patriarch. Hey sis, are you sure this is good news for me? Don't you know that Shi Qinghe and I are arch-enemies? Back in junior high school, after I finished running 800 meters, I was using a massage gun on my bed in the dorm. She barged in and said in a cold tone, enjoying yourself that much? It is really sore. The girl thought for a moment and said, that thing has too little power and has to be handheld. Let me help you stretch. I was so startled that I quickly threw the massage gun at her. Since then, we've been like oil and water. Even though Shi Lingling ran away, the marriage alliance between the Shi family and the Ye family had to continue. No way. I don't want Shi Qinghe. Switch her out. I'm not going to look for trouble for myself. Who do you think you're choosing? A female model. Who else is there? Shi Lingling ran away. Besides Shi Qinghe, the Shi family only has Shi Nanan, who is still a minor. Shi Nanan works. Even though she is a minor, she is still a 17-year-old beautiful girl. That works. I don't mind. Of course you don't, as long as they're beautiful. You'd take anyone from the past 5,000 years. But Shi Nanan won't work. Oh, I forgot to tell you. After learning that Shi Lingling ran away from the wedding, Shi Nanan volunteered to go out and look for her. I suspect Shi Nanan probably guessed she was going to be the scapegoat, so she ran away too. These people from the Shi family are really pushing it too far. Is marrying a wealthy young master like me considered being a scapegoat? Anyway, whoever I marry, there is no way I'm marrying Shi Qinghe. But don't you want to make Shi Lingling miserable? She continued to tempt me. If you marry Shi Qinghe, then you'll be Shi Lingling's uncle-in-law. In the future, when you scold or discipline Shi Lingling, you'll just be disciplining a disobedient junior. No one will dare to say a single word against it. I knew my sister was deliberately tempting me, but I couldn't refuse. I knew my good brother was sensible and cooperative, and wouldn't make things difficult for the family. I rolled my eyes at her. If I marry Shi Qinghe, I'm her good brother. If I weren't cooperative, I'd probably be some kind of godforsaken rebellious brother. Wait. I suddenly thought of a very important question. Is Shi Qinghe really willing to marry me, her arch-nemesis? And it is someone her eldest niece didn't even want. Is she not afraid of being laughed at? You're so handsome, smart, and capable. Why wouldn't she be willing to be able to marry you? She'll probably wake up laughing in her dreams. The groomsman walked in. The groomsman Zhou Jikong asked Chen with concern what was wrong. It is nothing. Just change the bride, that is all. This, you call this nothing? Who did you change her to? As soon as the name Shi Qinghe was spoken, both of their jaws nearly hit the floor. At this moment they admired me to no end. Once everything was ready, Shi Qinghe and I stood side by side. The priest read his long-winded blessings, but I wasn't listening at all. I kept stealing glances at Shi Qinghe beside me. I was wondering why she was willing to marry me. If Shi Qinghe really dared to torment me, I wouldn't just take it quietly either. Perhaps my gaze was too intense, as Shi Qinghe suddenly turned her head to look at me, abruptly meeting her icy eyes. My heart skipped a beat. My first instinct was to look away, but then I thought, why should I hide? In the end, it was their Shi family that wronged me. Forcing myself to stay calm, I gave her a casual glance, and only then did I turn my head back to look at the priest in front of us. Seeing my reaction, Shi Qinghe subtly curled her red lips into a faint smile and turned her gaze back to the priest as well. Miss Shi Qinghe, are you willing to take Ye Chen to be your husband, to enter into holy matrimony with him, in sickness and in health or for any other reason? Will you love him, comfort him, honor him, and keep him, and remaining faithful to him, for as long as you both shall live? I do. I gave Shi Qinghe a look with a forced smile. Mr. Ye Chen, are you willing to take Miss Shi Qinghe to be your wife, to enter into holy matrimony with her, in sickness and in health or for any other reason? Will you love her, comfort her, and honor her, and remaining faithful to her, for as long as you both shall live? I looked at the priest and said firmly, I do. My acting skills weren't bad either. The priest looked very satisfied. He smiled and said, now exchange the rings. Shi Qinghe took the diamond ring box, opened it, and placed the custom-made ring onto my ring finger with a look of devotion, but I didn't notice any of that. My attention was entirely focused on the ring. This ring was not the diamond ring that Shi Lingling and I had prepared before. It was new, yet it looked much more expensive than the previous one. Now Now it was my turn to put the ring on Shi Qinghe. I took the ring box from the best man. Sure enough, the woman's ring had also been changed. I didn't think too much of it, and simply took the ring to put it on Shi Qinghe's finger. Groom, you may now kiss your bride. Shi Qinghe looked at me, then tilted her head up slightly, moving closer to me. My heart was beating a bit fast, but I remained fairly calm. Shi Qinghe probably didn't want to and wouldn't actually kiss me. It was likely just a camera angle trick to put on a show, to deceive the guests below. I leaned in to cooperate, and then I felt a soft sensation on my lips. My eyes flew open, and I stared at Shi Qinghe in shock. I met Shi Qinghe's clear, watery eyes. I dithered in a daze for a split second. Shi Qinghe had already let go of me and taken a step back. What an abominable woman. The grudge of stealing my first kiss is absolutely irreconcilable. The ceremony was complete. The guests clapped to offer their blessings to the newlyweds. I looked at Shi Qinghe, forcing a fake smile, and gritted my teeth. Shi Qinghe, just you wait. She curled her lips slightly and looked straight at me, adopting a posture that said, bring it on. As for me and the women of the Shi family, 1, 2, 3 of them, our grudges are irreconcilable. A fight to the bitter end. After leaving the church, we went straight to the hotel. Then came the luncheon and the dinner banquet. By the time the Yi and Shi families went their separate ways, it was already 9 p.m. I prepared to leave with Ye Jiajia and the others. Ye Jiajia asked in confusion, why are you following us? I adjusted my collar. Going home. Ye Jiajia didn't expect that answer. You're married to Shi Qinghe now. If you're going home, it should be to your shared home. Be good and head back. I frowned and remained silent. Ye Jiajia said with a smile, if I were you, I would live a good life with Shi Qinghe. Just look at Shi Qinghe. Hate, looks, personality, capability. Which of those isn't better than Shi Lingling? If you come home with us like this, and Shi Lingling finds out, she might think you are still deeply in love with her. I gave Ye Jiajia a displeased look. If you don't know how to speak properly, then keep your mouth shut. Ye Jiajia and I were used to bickering and teasing each other. If I were you, to get back at Shi Lingling, I would live a wonderful life with Shi Qinghe, have 8 or 10 children, show off our love in front of Shi Lingling every single day, and help Shi Qinghe defeat Shi Lingling to seize control of the Shi Corporation. Just then my mother walked over. Ye Chen, Mom and Dad know you've been wrong today. But we really had no other choice. Just bear with it for now. If things really don't work out, we'll have a good reason to call off the marriage with the Shi family. I nodded. All right. It was already 10 p.m. when we returned to the Shi residence. Father Shi said to Shi Qinghe and me, Ye Chen, Qinghe, go back to your room and rest. It is very late today, and everyone has had a long, exhausting day. We can talk about everything else tomorrow. Shi Qinghe and I went to head back to rest. But back to which room? Shi Qinghe's room, or Shi Lingling's bridal chamber. Shi Qinghe gently tugged at my sleeve and said to me, let's go rest first. I nodded and followed her into the elevator. As the elevator doors closed, I habitually pressed the button for the 3rd floor. Shi Qinghe glanced at me, then directly reached out and pressed the 3rd floor button twice to cancel the selection. Immediately after she pressed the button for the 5th floor, I was momentarily stunned. Sorry about that. Force of habit. Every time I came to the Shi residence before, I went to the 3rd floor. I'll go grab my change of clothes. A few days ago, some of my daily essentials had already been brought over and placed in the new bridal chamber I was supposed to share with Shi Lingling. All your things have been moved to the 5th floor. They are all in my room. When were they moved? Wasn't everyone in the Shi family at the wedding banquet today running around incredibly busy? The elevator reached the 5th floor. Shi Qinghe walked out. The room was decorated very festively. The bedsheets and duvet covers were all red. Various double happiness characters were pasted on the walls, along with plenty of balloons. Great. This showed that the Shi family paid great attention to detail and was very thorough in their arrangements. Even though everyone was attending the wedding, someone still remembered to decorate the new bridal chamber. I went into the walk-in closet to take a look, and indeed my clothes and bags were all hanging there. I came out of the closet and looked at Shi Qinghe. We should have a proper talk about us now. Tell me, what do you want? Shi Qinghe raised an eyebrow and looked at me. What do you mean, what do I want? Let's talk about what we are going to do from now on. Shi Qinghe leaned against the desk, the corner of her lips curving up in a barely perceptible smile. Have a baby soon. I was momentarily choked up by Shi Qinghe's words. What is this woman thinking? She actually wants to have a baby soon. I haven't even settled the score with her for stealing my first kiss today, and now she is already pushing her luck and scheming for more. You don't want to have a baby with me anytime soon? Don't tell me you want to have a baby with Shi Lingling? Don't mention Shi Lingling, and don't mention Shi Nanan either. There are only 3 young women in my family. If we aren't mentioning Shi Lingling and Shi Nanan, then I'm the only one left. I said speechlessly. I want to mention you even less. Do you really want to have a baby with me? You haven't been harboring designs on me all this time, have you? Shi Qinghe glanced at me. It doesn't have to be anytime soon. Latter is fine too. Why hadn't I noticed before that Shi Qinghe could be so aggressive? Didn't the rumors say she was cold and distant? Wasn't she a famously cold beauty? Sooner or later, neither is happening. I have no intention of doing anything like that with you. I just want us to live our own lives peacefully for a few years, maintaining a marriage of mutual respect, securing the interests of both our families, and then getting a divorce. Sooner or later, neither is happening. Then that only leaves midday. Midday is fine too. Qinghe, I know you didn't really want to marry me either, and that you were forced into this. So in the future, we should mind our own business. When the time is right in a few years, we'll get a divorce due to personality conflicts. You want to hog the spot without doing the work. Wishful thinking. When did I ever hog the spot without doing the work? You want to hold the title of my husband, yet refuse to fulfill a husband's duties. If that is not hogging the spot without doing the work, what is? I wanted to argue, but I couldn't find the words. What she said was, after all, the truth. If there is someone suitable and reliable, you can go ahead and date. I won't mind. Shi Qinghe's gaze grew even colder. She took step after step toward me. I found Shi Qinghe's demeanor a bit intimidating. I wanted to back away, but sitting on the sofa, I had nowhere to retreat. My heart was beating so fast with tension, it almost stopped. What are you going to do? I'm telling you. Don't do anything crazy. Where is my phone? I need to call for backup. Shi Qinghe leaned down and looked into my eyes. I swallowed hard in tension and fear. At this moment, our faces were very close to each other. I could smell the unique scent on him. I forced myself to remain calm and wanted to leave, but accidentally tripped over his foot. As he was leaning down looking at me, his center of gravity was already unstable, and he fell straight toward me. Just as I looked up, the two of us collided. I was stunned. Forgetting to react for a moment, I just stared blankly into Shi Qinghe's eyes. My heart skipped a beat, and I wanted to shrink back and retreat, but Shi Qinghe held me tight. As I was half asleep in the early morning, I felt something pressing against my chest. I looked down and saw his fluffy head lying on top of me. I couldn't help myself and reached out to ruffle his hair. Shi Qinghe looked at me with sleepy eyes. Ah Chen, I'm so sleepy, let me sleep a little longer. A strange feeling rose in my heart. For someone who was usually so cold and aloof, I didn't expect him to linger in bed like this. It was actually quite cute. Just then, there was a knock on the door. The maid said from outside, "Miss, the master wants you and the son-in-law to go downstairs. The eldest young lady is back." Got it. The maid left. Oh, I was stunned. Isn't the eldest young lady Shi Lingling? Didn't she run away from the wedding? Was she caught and brought back so soon? I quickly pulled Shi Qinghe up to wash up and change clothes, and then went downstairs with him. As we stepped out of the elevator, I saw that the living room sofas were packed with people. The entire Shi family was there. Apart from the Shi family, I also saw Jiyu Dabai. Jiyu Dabai was sitting right next to Shi Lingling. I was taken aback. Jiyu Dabai was Shi Lingling's assistant. Why was he here too? Ye Chen and Shi Qinghe walked over. As I got closer, I noticed that Shi Lingling and Jiyu Dabai were holding hands. In a flash of realization, I understood. Shi Lingling and Jiyu Dabai were actually in that kind of relationship. So the reason Shi Lingling ran away from the wedding was because of Jiyu Dabai. I looked at the two of them in utter astonishment. When did those two hook up? To think Shi Lingling would run away from her wedding for Jiyu Dabai. It was truly unexpected. As Shi Qinghe and I arrived, everyone turned their eyes upon us. All kinds of measuring and searching gazes wandered back and forth between the two of us. Shi Lingling looked Shi Qinghe and me up and down. I never actually left the city, so I knew all about Shi Qinghe taking my place to marry Ye Chen. It is precisely because Shi Qinghe married Ye Chen that I dared to bring Jiyu Dabai back today. If Ye Chen hadn't gotten married, I wouldn't have dared to return. Qinghe, have a seat. The patriarch of the Shi family, Shi Zhengguo, spoke up at this moment. Shi Qinghe and I nodded to him and found a place to sit down. Shi Lingling looked at Shi Zhengguo and said with earnest determination, "Grandpa, I love Dabai. I want to marry Dabai. Please give us your blessing." Shi's mother flew into a rage and scolded Shi Lingling. "What absolute nonsense are you talking? Your fiancé is a Chen. How could you marry this shady nobody of a man?" Jiyu Dabai wanted to say something, but in the end he remained silent. "Mom, Jiyu Dabai is not some shady man. He is the man I love." Jiyu Dabai was originally cowering a bit, but when Shi Lingling said that, he felt filled with strength and confidence again. "What nonsense are you talking? The man you love? A man with such an ordinary family background and average looks from head to toe. What is there about him that is worthy of your love? Ah Chen is the one who is truly worthy of your love, the man who matches you." I couldn't help but sneer in my heart. "Excuse me, I used to match Shi Lingling, but now Shi Lingling is not worthy of me. I'm not a garbage collector. Dabai indeed does not have a prominent background or outstanding looks, but Dabai is considerate and gentle. In my heart he is the most perfect, the man most worthy of my love." Liu was so angry she was speechless. "You rebellious daughter." I quietly watched this farce play out. I didn't expect that in this day and age I would actually witness such a cliché drama with my own eyes. I cleared my throat. "Sister-in-law." My address of sister-in-law made everyone in the room freeze for a moment. They all looked at me in astonishment. Shi Qinghe also looked at me. "Well called. Well called. Ah Chen is completely drawing a line between himself and Shi Lingling. Liu looked at me in disbelief. Ah Chen, are you calling me? Didn't you always used to call me auntie? Why are you calling me sister-in-law now? She has now become my peer. I looked at Liu and nodded. I am now Shi Qinghe's husband. Shi Qinghe is your husband's sister. Of course I should call you sister-in-law. Liu stared at me in a daze. I smiled. Himp. Since Shi Lingling likes Mr. Gu, you should just let them be together. The moment those words left my mouth, everyone in the room stared at me with even greater astonishment. Is Ye Chen actually trying to matchmake his cheating fiancé with the other man? Is Ye Chen really this kind and magnanimous? Why didn't we see this side of him before? Keeping a smile on my face, I continued to address Liu's sister-in-law. I actually know a bit about Mr. Gu. He is indeed just as Shi Lingling described, considerate, gentle, and a very good man. Jiu Dabai looked at me in disbelief. Is Ye Chen actually speaking up for me? After what Shi Lingling and I did, I thought Ye Chen would absolutely despise us. Liu looked at Jiu Dabai and let out a disdainful snort. If he were truly a gentle and gentlemanly man, he wouldn't have let Shi Lingling do something like this, especially when he knew full well that Shi Lingling was your fiancé. Hearing her Prince Charming being spoken of this way, Shi Lingling felt even more distressed. She retorted to Liu, Mom, it is not Dabai's fault. Dabai knew I was engaged and kept rejecting me. I was the one who liked Dabai and I was the one who pursued him relentlessly. It is me who loves Dabai. Liu was so furious, she didn't know what to do. Mom, I truly love Dabai. I will marry no one but Dabai in this lifetime. If I cannot marry Dabai, I will never marry anyone for the rest of my life. Liu trembled all over with rage. Then get the hell out of the Shi family. This is the daughter I carried for 10 months and painstakingly gave birth to, and carefully raised for over 20 years. Now she stands here, threatening me for the sake of a man. It absolutely infuriates me. Watching this unfold, I was incredibly thrilled. Here it comes. Here it comes. The most classic trope from romance dramas is finally happening. The female lead gives up her career and family for love, enduring all kinds of hardships before finally finding happiness. But this is real life. Shi Lingling, if you really dare to leave the Shi family today for Jiu Dabai, getting back in won't be as easy as you think. I looked at Shi Lingling with the caring eyes of an elder and lectured her. Shi Lingling, you are a member of the Shi family. You were born to enjoy the wealth and privilege of this family. The outside world is not as beautiful as you think. It is not that easy. How are you going to survive if you leave the Shi family? I knew Shi Lingling's personality only too well. She was arrogant and stubborn. The more I said this, the more she would want to leave the Shi family with Jiu Dabai, and then, relying on her own abilities, make something of herself to show the Shi family. Shi Lingling frowned slightly, just as she was about to argue back. Liu spoke up. Shi Lingling, look at Ye Chen. He is the one who truly cares about you. Ye Chen cares about you a lot. Even though you did such a thing, Ye Chen still hasn't broken off the engagement with you. Yesterday, after you left, your young aunt stood in for you and held the wedding with Ye Chen. But the engagement is still between you and Ye Chen. As long as you break up with this man, Ye Chen will be your husband. Hearing this, my face instantly darkened. What kind of nonsense was this woman talking? Did she think her precious daughter was some kind of prize? She ran away from the wedding, and I'm still supposed to wait for her. Shi Qinghe also gave Liu a cold look. Sister-in-law, don't say such things ever again. Yesterday, in front of so many witnesses, I married Qinghe. How could I still have anything to do with Shi Lingling? Even if your Shi family doesn't care about dignity, my Yi family still values our reputation. Hearing my words, Shi Qinghe instantly looked at me with eyes full of joy. Don't worry, the Shi family cares about it too. Liu's face flushed with embarrassment. They both cared about dignity, which meant she was the only one who didn't care by saying those words. Besides, what did Ye Chen mean by this? He was willing to hold a wedding with Shi Qinghe yesterday. But wasn't that just to stabilize the situation first? My daughter is so outstanding. How could any man reject her for someone else? Ye Chen, watch your mouth. Shi Lingling spoke up with displeasure at this moment. As if I had heard something amusing, I burst out laughing instantly. I didn't even criticize you for your disgraceful actions, and now you're telling me to watch my mouth. Shi Lingling, since you didn't like me and didn't want to marry me, you should have just said so openly. We could have just called off the engagement directly. Did you honestly think that if you proposed to call off the engagement, the Yi family and I would have disagreed? Do you think Ye Chen would actually pester you? You. Shi Lingling glared at me, puffing up with anger. Unable to find any words to refute me for a moment, I continued speaking. You what? And another thing, I am with your young aunt now, which makes me your young uncle. Is this how you shout and yell at your young uncle? Is this your upbringing? Shi Qinghe also spoke up understandingly at this moment. Lingling, if you have any dissatisfaction with me, direct it at me. First of all, don't make things difficult for your young uncle. Shi Lingling was truly about to spit blood this time. What did she mean by me making things difficult for him? Didn't her young aunt see that it was Ye Chen who had been scolding her all along? Young aunt, it is him. It is clearly him who has been scolding me. True. But as your elder, He is scolding you for your own good. Did your young uncle say anything wrong? Shi Lingling's face flushed with anger. What was wrong with the two of them? Why did her young aunt keep speaking up for Ye Chen? Weren't her young aunt and Ye Chen sworn enemies? When did their relationship become so harmonious? It was even harmoniously affectionate to some extent. I raised an eyebrow and said, tell me, which sentence did I get wrong? Do you think you should have kept me in the dark about you and Gu Dubai? That you should have abandoned me and run away on our wedding day? That you should have disregarded the reputation of both the Yi and Shi families just to pursue your love? Shi Lingling was left completely speechless by the retort. Gu Dubai stepped forward to defend her, saying, Mr. Yi, please don't blame Lingling. This is all my fault. Ye Chen looked at Gu Dubai and nodded. You are slightly better than her. At least you know you did something wrong. Unlike some people. Shi Lingling looked at the relentless Ye Chen, then at the considerate and gentlemanly Gu Dubai. Her Dubai was still the best. The patriarch of the Shi family finally spoke up. Shi Lingling, are you sure you really love Gu Dubai? Do you really want to marry him? Shi Lingling's eyes lit up. She looked at Shi Jiangguo with a serious expression and nodded firmly. Grandpa, I love Dubai. I want to marry him. Shi Jiangguo nodded. Since you insist, sigh, then you two may get married. Shi Lingling looked at Shi Jiangguo in pleasant surprise. Grandpa. Yu looked at Shi Jiangguo in shock. How could you agree to this? In what way is this man worthy of? He isn't worthy of Shi Lingling. But your daughter loves him. Yu instantly lost the strength to argue back. Shi Lingling said with excitement, Grandpa, thank you. As long as Grandpa agreed, no one in this family would dare to object. Even if someone did, it would be invalid. Every single matter in this household, big or small, was decided by Grandpa. Shi Lingling looked at Gu Dubai with joy and excitement, and Gu Dubai wept with joy as well. Ye Chen curled his lip. Seriously, looking at this for even one more second hurts my eyes. Shi Lingling might still be immersed in her pink bubble right now, completely unaware of what she has lost, but I guess she should find out very soon. Dad, then what about Chen? Li Yu asked, still refusing to give up. Shi Jiangguo looked at Shi Qinghe and me. Qinghe, Chen, what do you say we do? This matter indeed needs to be made clear. Dad, don't worry, we will work hard to let you hold a little grandson soon. Although I wanted to curse in my heart, I still smiled and said to Shi Jiangguo on the outside, Dad, don't worry, we will work hard. Shi Jiangguo smiled and nodded in satisfaction. Good, I'll be waiting. From now on, whether at home or outside, do not mention again the fact that Chen and Shi Lingling were once engaged. That is all in the past. Now Chen and Qinghe are married. And Shi Lingling is also about to marry Gu Dubai. As for the past, no one is allowed to bring it up again. Understood. Understood. No matter what the Shi family members thought in their hearts, they all obediently agreed on the surface. Understood. Shi Lingling looked at Ye Chen and Shi Qinghe sitting together, feeling very complicated. My former fiancé has become my aunt's husband. Some people Shi Lingling had lost forever. Shi Qinghe glanced at Shi Lingling, lowering her eyes with a curve of her lips. After breakfast, I went back to my room to rest. Lying on the bed, I took out my phone, ready to play with it. When I opened it, I saw 99 plus notifications. I clicked in to take a look. Many people had sent me messages, some familiar and some unfamiliar. They were all sending messages, asking about what happened between me, Lingling, and Qinghe. I didn't reply to any of them. Then there was the group chat with my buddies, Zhou Zhikang, Shi Hao, and I have a group chat with just the three of us. I scrolled through it casually. Since last night, Zhikang and Shi Hao had been speculating in the group about how things went between me and Qinghe, even though I, the person involved, hadn't said a single word from beginning to end. It didn't stop the two of them from having a heated discussion. Ye Chen didn't oversleep. Thanks, Zhou Zhikang. Got it. The male lead has finally shown up. See how? You only explained that you didn't oversleep, but you didn't explain anything else. Does this mean Shi Qinghe is just like we discussed? Shi Hao, is your willpower really that weak? You couldn't even resist for one night. Oh, you can't blame Chen for this. That is not just any woman. That is Shi Qinghe. She is the dream of countless men. If it were me, I wouldn't be able to resist for even a minute. Shi Hao, that is for sure. Then you're both stronger than me. I wouldn't be able to resist for even a second. One look at her, and I'd be completely head over heels. Ye Chen, look at how pathetic you guys are. Zhou Zhikang, yes, we are definitely not as capable as you. The niece ran away from the wedding, and you turned around and married the even more beautiful and outstanding aunt. Nicely done. You're the most capable one among us brothers. Shi Hao, indeed. So, have you decided to live a good life with Shi Qinghe? Ye Chen, no. For the sake of both families' interests and reputation, we'll maintain a fake marriage for a few years first. When the time is right, we'll divorce due to personality conflicts. All that kissing, hugging, and cuddling every night. I want a fake marriage like that too. Ye Chen, go to sleep. Go to sleep. I drifted off to sleep half-dazed, but my sleep was very fitful. It felt as though someone was staring intently at me. Startled, I snapped my eyes open, only to see a pair of eyes filled with tenderness and love. I froze for a moment, looking closer. Well, I knew I had seen wrong. How could Shi Qinghe ever look at me with such a tender and loving gaze? What are you looking at? What kind of weird hobby is this? Liking to stare at people while they sleep. It feels like Shi Qinghe has added another weird hobby to his list. Looking at you. Shi Qinghe curled his red lips and said with a half smile, "What is it? Did you only just notice how handsome I am?" Shi Qinghe nodded. "Yeah, I only just noticed how good-looking you are." I froze for a moment, looking at Shi Qinghe in surprise. Is he out of his mind? Actually saying I look good? Aren't we arch-rivals? Shi Qinghe looked at me and said seriously, "Before, I thought there was something wrong with your eyes, so I didn't think much of you. Now I realize your eyes are just fine, so you're actually quite good-looking." I frowned in confusion. What are you talking about? What is wrong with my eyes? I've had big bright eyes since I was a kid. There has never been anything wrong with them. Shi Qinghe said very seriously. There used to be. But they are fine now. I pouted my lips, not wanting to talk anymore. Seeing me like this, Shi Qinghe couldn't help but smile. I got up and changed my clothes, preparing to go to the company. Just as I reached downstairs, I was called out to by Lei. "Are you going out, Ye Chen?" "Yes, I am, sister-in-law." The smile on Lei's face stiffened. "Ye Chen, can I have a word with you?" I nodded. "Of course you can. Let's go to the garden to talk." When we arrived at the garden, Lei said with earnest words, "Ye Chen, I know it is Lingling who has wronged you." Ye Chen let out an okay. "Yes, everyone knows that." Lei really didn't know how to respond to that. She could only take a deep breath. "Ye Chen, don't blame Shi Lingling. It is all that man Gu Debai's fault." I looked at Lei searchingly. "So she thinks Shi Lingling is not at fault at all?" "Sister-in-law, what you're saying isn't quite right. As the saying goes, flies don't target seamless eggs. If Shi Lingling didn't have this intention, even if Gu Debai tried everything he could, Shi Lingling wouldn't have given him a second look." Hearing my words, Lei's face instantly turned sour. "Ye Chen actually talked about Lingling like that. My Lingling is so perfect. Where is there a seam?" "Ye Chen, I know you're angry with Shi Lingling, and you're just speaking in anger." "Ye Chen, I am Shi Lingling's mother. I know Shi Lingling best. I know Shi Lingling is just temporarily blinded. Give her some time. After some time, she will see clearly that man Gu Debai's true colors, and she will come back to your side." Ye Chen started to feel a bit annoyed in his heart. I used to think the Shi family members were all quite normal. Why does it feel like now every single one of them is a psycho? What on earth is Lei thinking? Shi Lingling has already done this, and you still want me to wait for Shi Lingling? Are you telling me to wait for her? Lei nodded with a smile. "Yes, you have to believe that Shi Lingling will return to your side sooner or later." I smiled briefly. "Sister-in-law, I have no problem with that. But regarding this question, you'll have to ask my wife if she is willing." Lei looked completely bewildered. Who was his wife? Could he be talking about Shi Qinghe? I smiled and said, "Sister-in-law, as long as my wife is willing, let alone waiting for Shi Lingling to come back. Even if I have to wait for Shi Guoguo to grow up, I can do that. Is there anything else, sister-in-law? If not, I'll be leaving." I ignored the woman's gradually stiffening expression. Lei kept a cold face and she didn't say anything. I just left. Bah, what rubbish. What did she think Shi Lingling was? How dare she ask me to wait for her? How did I not realize how this mother and daughter were before? I must have been completely blind. Blind, Shi Qinghe did say. There was something wrong with my eyes. I didn't catch on at the time, but now I finally get it. Shi Qinghe was right. There really was something wrong with my eyes before. Otherwise, how could I have fallen for Shi Lingling? How could I have thought Lei was decent? Fortunately, my eyes are fine now. Meanwhile, in her own apartment, Shi Lingling leaned on Gu Debai's shoulder. The two snuggled together watching television. Gu Debai suddenly looked at her. "Lingling, I think we should sincerely apologize to Mr. Yi." Shi Lingling knitted her brows. "Why should we bow our heads?" Gu Debai said softly. "No matter what. We are the ones who wronged him." Shi Lingling felt uncomfortable in her heart, recalling how running away from the wedding yesterday had made Ye Chen lose face in public. She was still defiant. "Running away was my own choice. It is not entirely your fault." Goodbye said, looking at Shi Lingling with self-reproach. "I shouldn't have developed feelings for you that I shouldn't have. It messed up everyone's lives. If we don't clear the air, I'll never get over it." His eyes were filled with remorse. Shi Lingling's heart softened, and she compromised. "I'll go with you to say sorry to him, but in my heart, I still don't feel this marriage arrangement is right for me. If apologizing can make Debai feel a bit better, then I will go and apologize." For Debai, she would do anything, even running away from her wedding. Compared to running away, apologizing to Ye Chen, it is really nothing at all. Although bowing my head to Ye Chen will be humiliating, for Debai's sake, I am willing to suffer this humiliation. Gu Debai looked at her with eyes full of tenderness and shook his head with a trace of guilt. "I've put you through so much. All of this is my fault. I should be the one to apologize." Shi Lingling looked at him and said gently, "I'll go with you. This was caused by both of us. I won't let you face it alone. I currently serve as the PR manager at the Yi Group. I headed home right after finishing my work. As soon as I walked through the door, I saw Shi Lingling and Giyu Deb sitting on the sofa. Seeing me come in, Giyu Debai stood up and said, "Mr. Yi, you're back." I glanced at him and turned to head straight to the bedroom. Shi Lingling stood up displeased, confronting me. "Ye Chen, what is with your attitude? Didn't you hear Debai speaking to you?" "No, I didn't." I glanced at Shi Lingling and nodded dismissively. Giyu Debai looked as if he had suffered a great injustice. Glancing at Shi Lingling, I curled my lips, feeling somewhat speechless. So this is the kind of man Shi Lingling likes. Isn't he a total green tea butch? Shi Lingling glared at me even more angrily. I raised my eyebrows. "What do you mean, didn't hear? Is it forbidden? Under which law is it written that I must hear him when he speaks?" Shi Lingling said furiously. "Ye Chen, don't push things too far." I let out a frustrated laugh. "Shi Lingling, is it me who is pushing things too far? Or is it you too? You did something so disgusting, and now you're playing the victim, turning the tables on me." Shi Lingling wanted to argue back, but Giyu Debai held her hand. Lingling, don't argue with Mr. Yi. It is all my fault. You did nothing wrong," Shi Lingling said, looking at Giyu Debai. Giyu Debai lowered his gaze and shook his head. "No, I was wrong. It is my fault. I will apologize to Mr. Yi." Giyu Debai walked towards Ye Chen. Shi Lingling reached out, wanting to pull him back, but remembering the purpose of their visit, she withdrew her hand again. We had originally agreed to return to the Shi family home to apologize to Ye Chen. Although I don't think I did anything wrong, Debai is a kind man. If I don't let him apologize, he won't be able to get over it in his heart. It would be best if, as soon as Debai apologizes, Ye Chen forgives him. If he dares to make things difficult for Debai, I won't let Ye Chen off easy. Giyu Debai walked up to me, sincerely bowing to apologize. "Mr. Yi, I'm sorry." I snorted coldly. Who do you think you are? You're not even the one who should be apologizing. The one who should apologize isn't Giyu Debi, but Shi Lingling. Gu Debi is single. Who he likes and who he wants to pursue is his freedom, but Shi Lingling isn't. Shi Lingling is betrothed. She should behave herself. Although Gu Debi is no saint either, the root of this mistake lies with Shi Lingling. Shi Lingling couldn't bear to hear Ye Chen humiliating her beloved man like this. Frowning, she said angrily, "Ye Chen, you don't push your luck. Debi has already apologized to you. What more do you want?" I gave Shi Lingling a cold look, not bothering to speak to this woman. As I prepared to leave, my hand was grabbed by Giyu Debi. His face was full of sincerity, looking as if he carried a heavy burden of guilt. "Mr. Yi, I know it is my fault. I'm sorry for what I did to you. I know a simple sorry isn't enough for you to forgive my mistake. But Mr. Yi, I just couldn't control myself. You've been through this too. You know that feelings are involuntary and the hardest to control," I said casually. "No, I don't." Giyu Debi choked on his words for a moment. "Mr. Yi, I know you're angry. I know we made you lose face. I know you love Shi Lingling very much. I shouldn't have done this. Mr. Yi, please hit me. You can hit me or curse me, anything." "Mr. Yi, I'm sorry." Giyu Debi took my hand and placed it on his face. I looked at him, completely speechless. "Let go." I wanted to shake off Giyu Debai, but he held on very tightly. Shi Lingling rushed over. "Ye Chen, what is with your attitude?" She glared at me in anger. "Debai already apologized to you. What more do you want? Let go. I know you are angry inside. Hit me. Scold me. If you don't hit me or scold me, I will feel truly uneasy." Giyu Debai begged humbly, pulling my hand. I broke free with force. Giyu Debai was instantly stunned. Shi Lingling glared at me fiercely and shouted, "Ye Chen." I frowned and looked at her. "Are you blind or deaf? Didn't you see him begging me to hit him? He should be at peace now. I was helping him. Can't you tell?" Shi Lingling was extremely anxious and angry. She raised her hand and was about to step forward to argue. I straight up took a step back. "Shi Lingling, how dare you?" A sharp scolding gave Shi Lingling a start. I turned around to look, only to see Shi Qinghe walking over with a displeased expression. She came to my side and sized me up anxiously. "Did he hit you?" I shook my head blankly, hearing me say no. Shi Qinghe's expression softened a bit. She faced Shi Lingling directly. "What do you think you are doing?" Shi Lingling's hand slowly and stiffly lowered. "He hit Debai." Giyu Debai gently pulled Shi Lingling. "It is all my fault. Don't blame Mr. Yi." Shi Qinghe let out a cold snort and looked at Giyu Debai with disdain. "Since you know it is your fault, then what are you doing?" Giyu Debai looked at Shi Qinghe in surprise. I looked at Shi Qinghe. The way she favored and protected me like this really made me feel so secure. Shi Lingling stomped her foot in annoyance. "Auntie, why are you protecting Ye Chen? He was clearly the one in the wrong." "How was he in the wrong? If I remember correctly, this Mr. Giyu is your boyfriend, right?" "Oh." Shi Qinghe smiled warmly at me, then turned her head and said coldly to Shi Lingling, "Since he is your boyfriend, that makes him your aunt's husband's junior. He said he made a mistake. Is it wrong for your uncle-in-law to discipline a junior?" This left both of them speechless. Shi Qinghe sneered, "And as for you, I just saw you. Looking like you were about to do something to your uncle-in-law. Shi Lingling, where are your manners? Shi Qinghe frowned deeply. This angry shout stunned Shi Lingling, Jiyu Dabai, and me all at once. Jiyu Dabai didn't even dare to breathe loud. Shi Lingling felt her aunt was terrifying right now, and she was too scared to move. My heart stirred. No one had ever done this for me before, not even my parents or my sister. I knew my parents and my sister loved me very much. If anyone bullied me, they would definitely stand in front of me to defend me, but that was the thing. I had never been bullied growing up. This was the only time in my life so far that I had been bullied, and the only time someone had stood in front of me to protect me. Maybe Shi Qinghe wasn't actually that annoying after all. Under Shi Qinghe's intense gaze, Shi Lingling's mouth twitched, but she said nothing. Jiyu Dabai was fuming with anger inside. What are you arguing about? A majestic voice echoed from the second floor. The four of them looked up. It was Shi Jianguo and Yin Wanjun. Our commotion disturbed the old couple living on the second floor. The two of them came down and sat on the sofa. Jianguo looked at them and asked what was going on. What is the arguing about? Although his expression was calm, no one dared to act out. Lingling was the first to speak up. Grandpa, it is Ye Chen. He hit Dabai. Jianguo glanced at Dabai, then looked at me. What happened? I said in an indifferent tone. He asked for it, and I didn't do it on purpose. He took my hand and made me hit him. Hearing me say this, Dabai and Lingling were both angry and frustrated. Is that so? Jianguo asked Dabai. Dabai nodded in humiliation. Jianguo then asked Lingling and Qinghe, then what is going on with the two of you? Qinghe explained calmly. As soon as I walked in, I saw Lingling raising her hand to hit her uncle, so I scolded her a bit. Did you really want to hit your uncle Ye Chen? Lingling didn't dare look directly at her furious grandfather. She lowered her head and remained silent. Jianguo tapped his cane on the floor. Speak. Lingling defended herself aggrievedly. He bullied Dabai. How could I just stand by and watch my man get bullied? Hearing this, Jianguo's face instantly turned livid. He slammed his teacup down on the table. Lingling was so startled that her whole body froze, and her legs went weak. She collapsed onto the floor. Lei saw this scene just as she walked in. Worried, she walked over to help Lingling up. Lingling, are you okay? Dabai also rushed over quickly, asking with concern, Lingling, how are you? Are you all right? Lei pushed the approaching Dabai away in disgust. Get away. Dabai took 2 steps back, and Lingling quickly went forward to support him, and then turned around and glared at her mother. Lei Yu was absolutely furious. I care about my daughter. Yet she glares at me for another man. She has no respect for me as her mother at all. Li Yu glared resentfully at Jiyu Dahai. It is all this man's fault. Otherwise, how could a sweet child like Lingling ever treat her mother this way? I watched the scene with secret amusement. It seems I must make sure Jiyu Dabi and Shi Lingling stay locked together. Otherwise, where would I find such entertainment in the future? Li Yu must be completely filled with resentment toward Jiyu Dabi right now. I wonder what Shi Lingling will choose. Will she choose the mother who loves her, or the man she loves? I am really looking forward to it. Shi Qinghe glanced at me and smiled softly. Chen's eagerness to watch the drama is written all over his face. He is smiling just like a little fox. Dad, why are you treating Lingling like this? Shi Jianguo looked coldly at Li Yu. What? Do you think this old man is in the wrong? Li Yu's arrogance was instantly extinguished. That is not what I meant, she said reluctantly. But what did Shi Lingling do wrong to make you this angry? Why don't you ask your dear daughter what she did? Li Yu looked at Shi Lingling. Lingling, no matter what you did, apologize to your grandfather first. I know my daughter's character. She must have done something out of line to make the old man so angry. Grandfather has always doted on Lingling. Apart from Shi Qinghe, Lingling is the best at pleasing grandfather. For an ordinary matter, the old man would not get this angry. Shi Lingling looked at Shi Jianguo and pouted her lips. Seeing that Shi Lingling remained silent, Li Yu grew extremely anxious. She then turned to Jiyu Dahai, who was standing nearby. You tell me, is this because of you? Shi Lingling immediately blocked the way in front of Jiyu Dahai. Frowning, she said disapprovingly, Mom, it has nothing to do with Dabai. Don't force Dabai. Li Yu felt so exhausted. I just asked Jiyu Dabai to explain what happened. How does that count as me forcing him? Lingling didn't used to be like this. She used to love and respect me, her mother, very much. But now for this Jiyu Dabai, she is defying me time and time again. I spoke up, sister-in-law. Let me explain instead. Don't make things difficult for Mr. Gu. Otherwise, Shi Lingling will just worry about him again. GUDB looked at me with a dark, unreadable expression. He did it on purpose. He wanted to drive a wedge between Lingling and her mother. Hearing what I said, Li Yu grew even angrier. My explanation was short and to the point. I accidentally hit Jiyu Dabi just now. So Shi Lingling wanted to stand up for Jiyu Dabai. Li Yu frowned and asked me, why did you hit him? Actually, what she was thinking was, well done. I simply explained what I had told Elder Shi all over again. Sister-in-law, do you think I did the right thing? Liu looked at Giyu Dabai with disgust. Giyu Dabai clenched his teeth so hard they nearly shattered. I had indeed done it on purpose. If Ye Chen really did something, I would have used the opportunity to paint Ye Chen as an arrogant and domineering man so that everyone in the Shi family would despise him. But looking at it now, it seems things won't go the way I planned. Giyu Dabai's expression did not escape Liu's eyes, and Liu instantly saw right through his little scheme. She said to me, "You did the right thing." Compared to the annoying Ye Chen, piece, Giyu Dabai was even more detestable. If it weren't for Giyu Dabai, Lingling would never have ended up like this. Liu turned around to lecture Shi Lingling. Shi Lingling, you saw it with your own eyes. Since you didn't stop it back then, it means you acquiesced to Mr. Gu's actions. So what right do you have to seek revenge? Shi Lingling was left speechless by the retort. Liu instantly understood why the old man was so angry. Lingling had tried to hit Ye Chen. If word got out that a junior had hit an elder, what would become of the Shi family's reputation? She looked at Shi Lingling with a face full of disappointment. Apologize to your uncle-in-law right now. Shi Lingling stared at her mother with wide eyes. Mom, you want me to apologize to Ye Chen? No way. Shi Jianguo gave Shi Lingling a long deep look, then stood up and walked away. Yin Wanjin followed him upstairs. Liu also gave up on trying to make her daughter apologize. I walked toward the elevator. Shi Qinghe followed me. In an instant, only the first branch of the family was left in the living room. Shi Lingling leaned close to Giyu Dabai and said, "Dabai, you've been wronged." Giyu Dabai shook his head with a dejected expression. The two of them were being affectionate as if no one else was around. Liu found it irritating to watch, so she simply left. Shi Lingling gently touched Giyu Dabai's face. "Why are you so foolish?" He looked at Shi Lingling, smiled faintly in a daze and said, "Only by doing this can my mind be slightly at ease. I knew all along that you had an engagement with him, yet I still crossed the line to get close to you. I've always felt that I owed Ye Chen. Today, by taking the blame on my own initiative, when I face him in the future, I can finally let go of the guilt in my heart." Shi Lingling sighed and comforted him. "You are so silly. This whole thing wasn't your fault to begin with. You don't have to be so hard on yourself. Between him and me, it was just an arranged business marriage. Without any feelings, just a business marriage. I made the choice myself to be with you. I know, I understand that. But I just couldn't get past my own conscience. But now, I finally don't have to carry that mental burden anymore." Shi Lingling nodded in relief. "That is for the best. Between me and Ye Chen, Giyu Dabai and Ye Chen have drawn a clean line between them, having nothing to do with each other from now on. Dabai won't have to feel guilty anymore and can love me with all his heart. We don't have to worry about anyone or anything anymore." I went back to my room and looked at Shi Qinghe, who had followed me inside. It seemed like I should say thank you to him. I'm not an ungrateful person, but it seems a bit hard to say out loud. Forget it. Why say thank you? He even teased me last night, so we're even. Shi Qinghe looked at me, frowned and said, "Stay away from Shi Lingling from now on." I raised my chin disdainfully. "What?" As if I'm afraid of her. Looking at my arrogant little attitude, Shi Qinghe found it both funny and annoying. Why doesn't Chen ever learn his lesson? He'll get bullied sooner or later if he is not careful. I know you're not afraid of her. Who is the young master of the Yi family ever afraid of? Shi Qinghe glanced at me. I rolled my eyes back at him. You Shi. Don't think just because you helped me just now that you can use that sarcastic tone with me. Shi Qinghe let out a soft chuckle. So you do know, I helped you just now. You little ungrateful thing. I clicked my tongue. How could I have let him hit me anyway? Besides, if he hit me, wouldn't I know how to fight back? Shi Qinghe nodded. But would that make up for the harm you've suffered? With a slightly sour expression, I shook my head. No. No way. Admitting I was wrong in front of Shi Qinghe was simply impossible. I wasn't wrong. I will never be wrong. Shi Qinghe knew me well. He didn't blame me, but merely urged me, next time you face Shi Lingling, remember to be careful. I curled my lips. I know. It was rare for Shi Qinghe to see me so submissive. He found it quite amusing. He teased, "Do you really know?" I frowned and glared at Shi Qinghe. I said crossly, "Are you annoying? I already said I know. Why do you keep asking when I already know?" Shi Qinghe smiled and said, "I'm just afraid you won't learn your lesson. You say you know now. But next time Shi Lingling provokes you, you'll fall for it again." I looked at him angrily. "What do you mean? Am I just a coward in your eyes?" Hearing this, Shi Qinghe looked me up and down. He nodded. Yeah. I glared fiercely at Shi Qinghe and sat on the sofa to play with my phone. Shi Qinghe then went to the study to handle some work. At dinner, Shi Lingling and Giyu Dabai also appeared in the dining room. I gave them a cold look. Why are these two still here? It is ruining my appetite. Shi Lingling glared back at me. I almost laughed out of anger. How does a scumbag girl like Shi Lingling have the nerve to glare at me? Refusing to back down, I glared right back. Just like that, we stared each other down. Neither of us yielding. Shi Qinghe reached out and covered my eyes. Stop glaring. Look less at things that pollute the environment. I nodded in agreement and sat down completely satisfied. Hearing this, Shi Lingling looked at Shi Qinghe, Aunt, what is that supposed to mean? I pollute the environment? Once everyone arrived, we began to eat. I knew the Shi family had a rule of silence during meals. I was happily eating when suddenly I heard someone speak. Lingling, eat a bit more. Look at you, you've gotten so thin lately. Gud picked up some food and placed it in Shi Lingling's bowl, looking at her with warmth and concern. Everyone turned to look at Gud was instantly delighted to have drawn everyone's attention to himself, but he felt that the way everyone was looking at him was a bit off. Anxiety suddenly crept into his heart. Why are they looking at me with those kinds of eyes? Could I have done something wrong? Shi Jianguo glanced at Shi Lingling, put down his chopsticks, stood up and left. Yin Wanjin looked at Shi Lingling and said indifferently, Shi Lingling, teach Gud some manners before you bring him back again. If you can't teach him well, don't bring him to the Shi family anymore. After saying this, she also stood up and left. Gud's face turned ugly for a split second, but he immediately masked it with a look of humiliation. What do they mean by that? Did I do something ill-mannered? Why do they have to humiliate me like this? Shi Lingling's face also flushed with a bit of embarrassment. I didn't miss the expression on Gud's face. Oh. He is losing his patience already? Then what is he going to do in the future? Wealthy families are notorious for having too many rules. For Gud to blend into this circle, he still has a very long way to go. No one was in the mood to eat anymore, and they began to leave one after another. What an embarrassment. Li Yu threw out a line as she left. Gud looked at Shi Lingling helplessly. Lingling, did I do something wrong? It is fine. It is just that my family has a rule about not speaking during meals. Just don't talk next time we eat. Actually, I knew this wasn't really a big deal. If anyone else from the Shi family spoke, no one would make a fuss about it. The only reason they did this was because they didn't like Dubai, and they used this as an excuse to make a scene. Dubai looked at Shi Lingling in surprise. Ah, what kind of old-fashioned family is the Shi family? Who doesn't talk during meals? My family wasn't always like this, because Grandpa later married Yin Wanjun, and she gave birth to Shi Qinghe. The Shi family became two families eating and chatting together. It was inevitable that they would clash over interests. In the end, we couldn't even enjoy our meals. After this happened multiple times, Grandpa established the rule of no talking during meals. Ever since Grandpa made this rule, even though the Shi family members still don't get along, at least we can finally have a peaceful meal. Shi Lingling instructed, just remember, don't speak at the dining table in the Shi family home in the future. Unless Grandpa takes the initiative to ask you a question, then you can answer. Gud guiltily held Shi Lingling's small hand. Lingling, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't know. I just wanted to show that I care about you. Shi Lingling smiled and nodded. I know. All right. Don't be sad. It is not a big deal anyway. Gud lowered his head, hiding the guilt on his face. What kind of people are the Shi family anyway? What right do they have to scold me? I didn't do anything wrong. I just said a word or two. Yet they talk down to me like that. I'll remember this. Back in my room, I suddenly recalled the first time I came to dine at the Shi family home. I noticed that nobody spoke during meals. Back then, I chose to follow their custom. Only later did I learn that the Shi family had this rule. I didn't understand it, but I respected it. Actually, keeping quiet at the table does have its benefits. For instance, today, if Gud and Shi Lingling had kept flaunting their affection, I would have been too disgusted to eat. Suddenly, messages started coming in. The phone kept ringing. I picked up my phone and opened it. The top message was from Shi Hao, Ye Chen. Quick. Look at Shi Lingling's moments. Confused, I glanced at the messages from other people. Most of them were just looking to gossip. Ye Chen, who is that guy? On Shi Lingling's moments? I instantly understood in my heart. Suppressing my anger, I tapped open Shi Lingling's moments. The first post was a selfie of the two of them. Shi Lingling looked so gentle, submissively leaning her face on Gud's shoulder. The caption read, "Please guide me for the rest of my life, Mr. Gu." I laughed out of sheer anger. Shi Lingling is really something. She actually had the nerve to post on her moments to show off her love. She has absolutely no shame. She behaved as if she wanted to announce her infidelity to the whole world. I was truly furious. It wasn't because I still had feelings for Shi Lingling, but now the whole world knows I got dumped. This is an immense humiliation to me. In all my years of living, Shi Lingling is the only woman who has ever dared to do this to me. Within a few minutes, there were already many likes and comments under Shi Lingling's post. Some were offering congratulations, while others were confused. I left a comment below. My eldest niece and niece's husband really make a perfect match. Even after venting my sarcasm, I still didn't feel completely satisfied. I walked over to the study next door. Shi Qinghe looked up at me. Ye Chen. What is wrong? Go take a look at Shi Lingling's moments. Confused, Shi Qinghe took out his phone. When he saw my comment, he didn't hesitate to leave a reply right under it. My husband is right. Our eldest niece and her husband indeed make a perfect match. I watched Shi Qinghe's actions from the side and felt very satisfied. Shi Qinghe is truly so much better than Shi Lingling. How could I have hated Shi Qinghe so much in the past? No wonder Shi Qinghe said my judgment used to be poor. I looked at Shi Qinghe and asked, "Do you really think they make a perfect match?" Shi Qinghe nodded. Sure. I asked again, How so? Shi Qinghe, his eyes curved into a smile. In whatever way my husband thinks they are a match, that is how they are a match. I looked at Shi Qinghe with confusion. Shi Qinghe has become so strange now. In the past, every time he saw me, he would find every possible way to mock and ridicule me. But now, he calls me husband over and over again, and it rolls off his tongue so naturally. The contrast between his past and present self is just too vast. What exactly is Shi Qinghe trying to do? Could he be trying to win me over? To get me to help him deal with Shi Lingling? Or does he have some other motive? Should I just ask him directly? Would he even tell me? Even if he did tell me, I couldn't be sure if he was lying or telling the truth. Shi Qinghe is extremely cunning. Shi Qinghe curled his lips into a smile. Why are you staring at me like that? He asked with a chuckle. Do you find me very handsome? I rolled my eyes at him. Shi Qinghe. We are husband and wife now, right? Shi Qinghe nodded. I asked again. Then our interests are aligned, right? Shi Qinghe raised an eyebrow. Hemp. Of course. I continued. So, to protect our mutual interests, no matter what I do, you will cooperate with me, right? Shi Qinghe nodded. Of course. I leaned in close to him and said, then cooperate with me for a photo. Stand up first. With that, I pulled him up from his chair, and motioned for him to stand by my side. Shi Qinghe naturally slipped his arm through mine. I pulled out my phone. The moment I took the shot, Shi Qinghe leaned in close. I froze for a moment, but my finger reflexively pressed the shutter button anyway. I looked at Shi Qinghe in surprise and shock. What are you doing? But Shi Qinghe changed the subject. Let's see how it turned out. I looked at the photo on my phone. It looked really beautiful because of the angle. Only our profiles were visible. The shot looked incredibly aesthetic, like a promotional poster for a romance movie. The more I looked at it, the more satisfied I became. I said to Shi Qinghe, I'll send you the photo. Post it on your moments. Let's make it official. Doesn't Shi Lingling want to make her relationship official? Very well. Then we'll make ours official right along with her. Shi Qinghe smiled. As you wish. He took out his phone and handed it to me. I looked over in confusion. What are you doing? Adding you as a friend. How can you send it to me if we aren't friends? Shi Qinghe said through gritted teeth. I froze for a moment. It seemed we really weren't friends on there yet. We used to be bitter rivals. So how could I possibly have had him on my friend list? We added each other as friends, and then I sent the photo to him. After that, I pushed Shi Qinghe away and left. Leaving the study, I calmed my racing heart, went back to my bedroom, and sat down. I took out my phone to post on my moments, with a caption that read, reasonable, logical, legal, and with you. Then I took a screenshot and sent it to Shi Qinghe. Post the same thing. Okay. Shi Qinghe's moments was updated right after. Refreshing the feed. My post and Shi Qinghe's post were right next to each other. Suddenly, a very strange flutter stirred in my heart. Soon after, likes and comments from our friends started pouring in. Wow, what a gorgeous couple. This is a great way to show off your love. But don't do it again next time, because I'll get jealous. Ha ha ha. Reasonable, logical, and legal. I love it. Love it. Love it. I noticed there were many mutual acquaintances in the comments under Shi Qinghe's post, so even though Shi Qinghe and I were rivals, our friend groups were actually the same. Does that even make sense? Then I noticed Shi Lingling's moments. Underneath hers there were only polite blessings, curiosity, and all kinds of sarcasm. Shi Lingling running away from the wedding was truly underhanded. She showed absolutely no class. Satisfied, I put down my phone and went to wash up. In the next room, Shi Qinghe couldn't focus on work at all. Looking at the blessings from friends and family, he smiled sweetly. Yun Yao sent a direct message to Shi Qinghe. Let me see. Oh, legal already. It is all right, not that fast. Yun Yao teased. Just keep pretending. You know, if Ye Chen found out that you... Shi Qinghe sent a fist emoji. Keep your mouth shut. Oh, I want to keep it shut too. But... sometimes my mouth is completely out of my control. Shi Qinghe sent her a red packet directly. Yun Yao accepted it instantly. Hehe. My mouth seems to be under my control now. Shi Qinghe. Dismissed. Yes, ma'am. Shi Qinghe continued to interact in the comments. When others wished him a happy marriage, he would reply, thank you. Wish you happiness too. When others praised, you and Ye Chen have such a great relationship, he would flatter them back, praising their successful family and career, and so on. Everyone began to suspect that Shi Qinghe's account had been hacked. After Shi Lingling saw Guyu to be off, his phone kept chiming and vibrating non-stop. He tapped open one of the messages. Go check Ye Chen and Shi Qinghe is friend's circle right now. She was furious after reading it. Why is Ye Chen acting so self-righteous and unforgiving, even posting sarcastic things on his friend's circle? And my aunt. Why is she cooperating with Ye Chen so much? Could Ye Chen and my aunt have formed an alliance? My father and second uncle are of average ability. Grandfather personally groomed me and my aunt. Over the years, my aunt and I have been in constant power struggles. Now, if Ye Chen stands on my aunt's side, then the entire Ye family will support her. The situation is extremely unfavorable for me. Shi Lingling calmed herself down. Whose lousy idea was it anyway? To have Shi Qinghe marry in my place? It must be Yin Wanzhen. To help Shi Qinghe get a leg up, she really will resort to any means. Shi Lingling snapped out of her thoughts and sent me a message. Ye Chen, delete your post. I replied, why? By what right? You can post on your friend's circle, but I can't? Shi Lingling froze for a moment. Ye Chen is doing this on purpose to spite me. He still loves me, even though I hurt him. He is still hopelessly devoted to me. In that case right now, can I use Ye Chen to deal with my aunt? Shi Lingling continued to message me. I'm sorry, I didn't know doing that would hurt you. Don't be jealous anymore. I'll go delete that post right away. Shi Lingling set her social media post to be visible only to Jiu Dubai. I saw her messages. Shi Lingling is truly beyond help. What is she even talking about? Me jealous? Who gave her the confidence to be this delusional? Fish, Liang, there is definitely something wrong with her. The more I read, the more disgusted I felt. I blocked Shi Lingling right then and there. Shi Lingling followed up with another message. There now, I've deleted the post. Don't be angry anymore. You should delete your post too. But when she sent the messages, she was greeted by red exclamation marks. Your message has been sent, but the recipient has blocked you. The smug expression on Shi Lingling's face instantly vanished. I've been blocked? After blocking Shi Lingling, the more I thought about it, the angrier I got. Wait, that is not right. Isn't blocking her letting her off too easy? I should keep her unblocked, and let her watch how happy I am. At this thought, I pulled Shi Lingling out of my blacklist again. Just as I was about to start typing, Shi Qinghe's jealous voice sounded from behind me. Ye Chen. Ye Chen. His sudden voice gave me quite a fright. I turned around and glared at him. Don't you know that scaring people can actually scare them to death? Shi Qinghe had already been standing behind me for a while. He had seen my entire chat with Shi Lingling. Are you reluctant to let go, Chen? You blocked Shi Lingling only to unblock her again. I looked at Shi Lingling, who was keeping silent, and secretly grumbled, what a cutie. I opened the chat box with Shi Lingling. I advise you to face reality. I wouldn't feel even a hint of jealousy over you. Please don't flatter yourself and say such uncomfortable things. After sending that long speech, I finally felt relieved. Then I blocked him again. When Shi Lingling saw my message, he felt very proud. The deeper the love, the harsher the scolding. Ye Chen just loves me too much. That is why he is so angry. Even though he had blocked me, he still couldn't resist unblocking me. After reading my message, Shi Lingling replied, don't be angry anymore. I won't do this in the future. But when the message was sent, he saw the red exclamation mark again. Shi Lingling was furious. Ye Chen, that despicable man. So he only unblocked me just to curse at me. Very well. Just you wait. In the morning, Shi Qinghe gently patted me. Chen, wake up. I heard him through my days, but I ignored him. Looking at my sleeping face, Shi Qinghe said with a smile, still not getting up? If you don't get up now, you'll miss the time. Feeling his warm breath, I opened my eyes in annoyance. Shi Qinghe, what are you making a fuss about so early in the morning? You won't even let me sleep. I knew it. Shi Qinghe's agreement to marry me in Shi Lingling's place came with ill intentions. He just wanted to torture me up close. Shi Qinghe said, aren't we going to your family's house today? I froze for a moment. Indeed, that was the request I made before falling asleep last night. Back at the Yi family home, I collapsed onto the sofa as soon as I entered the house. Shi Qinghe walked into the house carrying a pile of things. Shi Qinghe smiled and greeted the Yi family. Grandpa, Grandma, Dad, Mom, Sis. The Yi family smiled and nodded, taking the gifts from Shi Qinghe's hands. Qinghe. Shi Qinghe sat down gracefully beside me. Lin Shuyi smiled and scolded me for my lack of manners, then turned to look at Shi Qinghe and asked, Qinghe, how are your parents doing? Shi Qinghe smiled and nodded. They're doing very well. Before I left, they even told me to send you their best regards. Lin Shuyi and Ye Chen smiled and nodded. Your parents are too polite. The few of them exchanged pleasantries like this. I was getting so bored I was about to fall asleep, so I simply stood up and said, I'm going to my room to sleep for a bit. Lin Shuyi said, go ahead. Before I could even fall asleep in bed, Lin Shuyi pushed the door open and walked in. How are things between you and Shi Qinghe now? I said nonchalantly, nothing special. Lin Shuyi asked again, then what do you plan to do? I replied without a second thought. Of course, we'll be a fake couple for a few years to protect our Yi family's interests, and then divorce when the time is right. Lin Shuyi said half-believingly, just sleep. Ye Chen called Shi Qinghe and Ye Jiajia into the study and asked directly, Qinghe, what are your thoughts? Shi Qinghe looked at the elders in front of him and said seriously, Dad, Sis, please don't worry. I will treat Ye Chen well. Ye Chen and Ye Jiajia both studied Shi Qinghe searchingly. After a long silence, Ye Chen smiled. I'm relieved to hear you say that. Sighed Qinghe, we spoiled Chen a bit in the past. He has a rather erratic personality. Please bear with him more in the future. Shi Qinghe smiled, and said, being erratic is quite nice. After finishing lunch at noon, Shi Qinghe had some matters to attend to and had to head to the office. I decided to go out for a stroll. Once we arrived at the mall, I pushed open the door and got out of the car. Shi Qinghe asked, when should I come pick you up? With my back to her, I waved my hand. No need. As soon as I walked into the mall, I spotted Zhao Deju, whom I've never gotten along with. What bad luck, to run into someone I detest just by stepping out. Just as I was thinking about whether to go back home, Zhao Deju walked over with a smile and greeted me. Haha, Ye Chen, what a coincidence. I looked at him and said, stop smiling. Your smile is really ugly. Zhao Deju sneered. Even if you're in a bad mood, you shouldn't take it out on me. After all, it is not like I made Shi Lingling run away from the wedding. You didn't brush your teeth today, did you? I frowned and looked at Zhao Deju as I spoke. You. Zhao Deju glared at me in anger. I looked at him with a brilliant smile. What about me? I'm just showing concern for you. Don't be so ungrateful. Besides, Shi Lingling running away from the wedding is no big deal. In fact, I should thank Shi Lingling now. If she hadn't run away, could I have married Shi Qinghe? How dare you mess with me? Just watch how I anger you to death. Who doesn't know that you fancy Shi Qinghe? Zhao Deju glared at me fiercely. You bastard. I continued to pour oil on the fire. Oh, I forgot to tell you. My wife dropped me off just now. She even gave me her bank card, telling me to buy more things that I like. She also said she'd pick me up later for dinner together. Zhao Deju frowned. He was stunned for a moment, calming down slightly. You're talking nonsense. Shi Qinghe is such a cold woman. How could she possibly do that? Besides, she used to detest Ye Chen so much. Her marrying Ye Chen must have been out of sheer desperation. I smiled and said, you don't believe me. If you don't believe me, then wait right here and see if she shows up. Zhao Deju nodded. He gritted his teeth and said, fine, I'll wait. I smiled slightly, walked into a luxury store, and sent a message to Shi Qinghe. Pick me up at 5 o'clock. Shi Qinghe replied with a smile. Didn't you just tell me not to pick you up? I curled my lips. That was then. This is now. Shi Qinghe replied. Okay. I wandered around for a bit and realized it was already 4:50. I wondered if Zhao Deju was still waiting there. Given his obsession with Shi Qinghe, he would probably choose to wait those 3 odd hours. I went down to the first floor. Zhao Deju was sitting at the entrance of a café playing on his phone. He opened his chat window with Shi Qinghe. The message he had sent to Shi Qinghe yesterday had still not received a reply. Shi Qinghe. Why did you marry Ye Chen? Why did you post that kind of update on WeChat? There was bitterness on Zhao Deju's face. If Shi Qinghe came to pick up Ye Chen in a bit, then he would ask her the questions in his heart face to face. If Shi Qinghe didn't come to pick him up, then there would be no need for him to ask. Shi Qinghe's attitude would have already made everything clear. Now, seeing me preparing to leave, Zhao Deju had smugness and provocation in his eyes. Didn't you say Qinghe was coming to pick you up? How come she is not here yet? Oh my. What kind of wife is Qinghe being? Would you say she is too busy, or does she simply not care about you at all? I looked at Shi Qinghe walking toward me and curled my lips slightly. What makes you think you have the right to comment on my life? Hearing the voice, Zhao Deju was stunned for a moment. Shi Qinghe actually came to pick Ye Chen up. Why? I glanced at Zhao Deju, who looked shocked and extremely displeased, then reached my hand out to Shi Qinghe. Honey, let's go. Didn't you say you booked a restaurant for tonight? Shi Qinghe naturally placed her hand in my palm. Yeah. Let's go. After the two of us finished dinner and returned home, we almost bumped into Shi Nanan, who was about to head out. Brother Ye Chen. I ignored her and walked straight into the house. Shi Nanan stood there, feeling a bit awkward. Shi Qinghe looked at her with a cold gaze. Shi Nanan. Shi Nanan greeted timidly, Auntie. Who did I offend? It is one thing for Ye Chen to ignore me, but why is Auntie's gaze so terrifying? Didn't your teachers at school teach you to respect your elders? Shi Nanan was completely bewildered. Shi Qinghe stared at Shi Nanan and asked, what did you just call him? Oh no, Brother Ye Chen, it just slipped out. Uncle. Shi Nanan suddenly realized. Shi Qinghe said, be good, if you call him the wrong name next time, see if I don't spank you. Is today just not a good day to go out? Sigh. First I got the cold shoulder from Brother Ye Chen, and then I got lectured by Auntie. Oh, that is not right. It is Uncle. I can't call him the wrong name next time. Sigh. Forget it. I'd better just stay home and play video games. In the early morning, my biological clock woke me up right on time. Feeling Shi Qinghe leaning against my side, I pushed her away in distaste. I stood up and looked down at the now awake Shi Qinghe. Your sleeping posture is absolutely terrible. Shi Qinghe curled her red lips slightly. You didn't complain about my sleeping posture the other night. Why are you being so nitpicky today? I grit my teeth and glare at him. What kind of nonsense are you talking first thing in the morning? When going downstairs for breakfast, both Lingling and Shi Nanan are there. I run my hand through my hair in frustration. Life at the Shi house is truly miserable. Having to see the person I detest first thing in the morning makes me lose my appetite and ruins my mood for the rest of the day. Shi Qinghe sits down next to me. Good morning, auntie. Good morning, uncle. Shi Qinghe casts an approving glance at Shi Nanan, a teachable child. Shi Qinghe looks at Shi Lingling. Why aren't you greeting us? Shi Lingling cannot bring herself to say it. Shi Qinghe says indifferently, it seems letting you teach Giyu to be manners won't work. You have no manners yourself, so how can you teach him? Shi Lingling leaves the table in a huff. Now that the most annoying one is gone, I finally have a bit of an appetite. After breakfast, Shi Qinghe drops me off at my office on his way, before heading to the Shi group himself. Shi Qinghe is now the general manager of the company's project department. The assistant and secretary follow him into the office to report on work. Shi Qinghe says to his assistant, Guang Wenwen, go out and buy something for me. Guang Wenwen asks, what should I buy, Mr. Shi? Shi Qinghe says calmly, buy a husband's exclusive seat sticker and stick it on the passenger side of my car. Although Guang Wenwen is puzzled in his heart, he still respectfully agrees. Understood, Mr. Shi. Oh, and buy a few more. I want to put them on all of my cars. Why does Mr. Shi seem to have an air of smugness and pride? He has changed. He wasn't like this before. Clearly, every time Ye Chen was mentioned in the past, he would look as if he were grinding his teeth in anger. This is truly terrifying. Guang Wenwen walks out of the office and asks the secretary Yang Liu. Yang Liu, let me ask you a question. Yang Liu gestures for him to go ahead. He continues. Do you think there are still people who practice voodoo nowadays? I suspect Mr. Shi has been put under a spell. In just a short span of 2 or 3 days, Mr. Shi's attitude toward Ye Chen has done a 720-degree turn. It is hard to explain with science. Yang Liu voiced her confusion. Guang Wenwen quickly waved his hands. Nothing. I'll get back to work. While working, I received a phone call from the butler. Young master, please be sure to decline any social engagements tonight. The master is calling a family meeting. Just as I stepped out of the company, I saw Shi Qinghe's car parked by the roadside. Wait, since when did his service become so accommodating? He is here, providing a round-trip pickup and drop-off. Shi Qinghe inside the car waved at me. I opened the car door and got inside, only to be dumbfounded by the reserved for husband sticker. Is there something wrong with his head? What is he trying to do? Seeing me stare at the sticker, the moment I got in, a trace of pride appeared on Shi Qinghe's face. After getting out of the car, I said to Shi Qinghe, don't drive this car next time. Shi Qinghe asked in confusion, why? I rolled my eyes. Why? Don't you have any idea yourself? Leaving him with that question, I turned and walked away. Shi Qinghe stood where he was, sizing it up. Is it ugly? This car is pitch black. Compared to my husband's red sports car, it indeed is a bit ugly. All members of the Shi family sat in the home conference room, right on time. Shi Jianguo glanced at everyone, and his opening line was a bombshell. I plan to step back to the second line. I'm getting on in years now, and my energy can no longer keep up. I've strived and fought for Shi Corporation my entire life, so it is time for me to take a rest. The two brothers, Shi Shengren and Shi Shenchuan, scrambled to flatter and please him. Dad, you are still young. Dad, we all know your contributions to Shi Corporation. Shi Corporation cannot function without you. I glanced at the elder master Shi. Since the old man is retiring, then a successor must certainly be chosen. Will it be Shi Qinghe or Shi Lingling? The elder master Shi should be choosing Shi Qinghe, right? No. The heir old Mr. Shi favors should indeed be Shi Qinghe. On the surface, the old man looks as if he treats Shi Qinghe and Shi Lingling equally, but in my opinion, Shi Lingling is just being used to hone Shi Qinghe. Everyone watched Shi Jianguo with nervous anticipation and anxious gazes. He indifferently swept his eyes over everyone in the Shi family, and finally his gaze landed on Shi Lingling's face. Shi Lingling felt a surge of joy in her heart. Did Grandpa choose me? I will definitely not let Grandpa down, and will strive to lead the Shi group to new heights. Qinghe, the Shi group will be handed over to you from now on. Tomorrow, I will convene a board meeting to appoint you as the vice president of the Shi group, and also to alter the share agreement. Shi Qinghe looked at Shi Jianguo and said solemnly, Dad, rest assured, I will work hard. A slight smile finally appeared on Shi Jianguo's face. Dad believes in you. The people from the first branch of the Shi family finally snapped out of it, utterly shocked. Dad, Grandpa. Shi Jianguo looked over. Do you have any questions? Dad, why is it Qinghe? Our Lingling is also very outstanding. Dad, clearly Lingling is more outstanding than Qinghe. You can't hand the company over to him just because you like Shi Qinghe. How do you prove that Shi Lingling is more outstanding than Qinghe? Does that even need proving? Hasn't my Lingling always been more outstanding than Shi Qinghe? Isn't he just slightly better looking than my Lingling? During their school years, Shi Qinghe skipped grades consecutively, completing his studies a step ahead of Shi Lingling. They entered the company together. both starting from the grassroots level. Now Shi Qinghe is the general manager, while Shi Lingling is just a department manager. Can't you see who is more capable? Isn't that because Lingling entered the company later than Shi Qinghe, giving Shi Qinghe the head start? Shi Lingling nodded in agreement. Shi Jianguo called out, "Butler, distribute the prepared documents to everyone in the Shi family. These are the achievements made by Shi Qinghe and Shi Lingling respectively since they joined the company, the projects they secured, and the profits they brought to the Shi group. Take a good look." The document was simple and clear, its contents obvious at a glance. I used to think Shi Lingling was no worse than Shi Qinghe, but seeing this chart now, it is a real slap in the face. Lingling actually lost so much money for the company over these years. Shi Lingling, regarding this chart, you can ask if you have any questions. Under everyone's gaze, Shi Lingling's expression turned very ugly. Shi Jianguo looked at the first branch of the family and asked, "Do you have any other doubts?" Li Yu eagerly defended Shi Lingling. "Dad, Lingling is still young. Besides, it is normal to lose money in business." Shi Jianguo said indifferently, "Qinghe is the same age as Lingling, so only Shi Lingling is young, and Shi Qinghe isn't?" Li Yu was indignant in her heart, but she was powerless to argue. Losing money in business is indeed normal, so I am not blaming her for the losses over the years. But Qinghe is simply more suited to run the Shi group. And one more thing, the board of directors has clearly expressed their dissatisfaction with Shi Lingling. Shi Lingling, starting tomorrow, you are transferred to the branch in West City. Grandpa, the branch? Going to a branch meant being removed from the center of power in the Shi group. Once the Shi group is completely controlled by Shi Qinghe, then I will truly never have another chance. Li Yu urgently asked, "Why would the board be dissatisfied with Lingling? Because she ran away from her wedding." Shi Jianguo said flatly, "The company does not need someone who doesn't keep commitments." Meeting adjourned. Just as Shi Jianguo was about to walk out of the meeting room, Shi Lingling suddenly stood up. "Grandpa, I don't think I did anything wrong. I love Debo, and I want to marry him. Life is very long. I cannot spend my entire life with a man I don't love." Shi Jianguo turned to look at Shi Lingling. "You are right. So, I will let you and Jiu Debo be together. No one is forcing you to break up with him, but you can't have your cake and eat it too. You are destined to lose some things now." Shi Lingling stared blankly at Shi Jianguo's retreating figure. She had thought she could have it all. I almost laughed out loud. "Shi Lingling, congratulations. Congratulations on getting exactly what you wanted. Oh, by the way, when do you and your boyfriend plan to get married? I just can't wait to have some wedding wine at your and Mr. Gu's wedding." Ye Chen. Shi Qinghe interrupted and called out to him, "Uncle-in-law." Shi Lingling's eyes met Shi Qinghe. In the end, she backed down and directly left the conference room. Shi Qinghe looked at Shi Shengran and said, "Big brother, Shi Lingling's manners really need to be properly taught." Shi Shengran gave a cold snort and walked away. Back in my room, I sat down on the sofa and opened the Yi family group chat. Shi Qinghe got promoted. No matter what my relationship with Shi Qinghe is like, from the day we got married, we are husband and wife. We share the benefits, and we also share the risks. As a daughter-in-law of the Yi family, Shi Qinghe is rise to power, brings a lot of advantages to the Yi family at the moment. Her loving family. In the WeChat group chat, "Yeah, little brother, you really made us proud. It has only been a few days since you got married, and you've already helped your wife defeat Shi Lingling, taking her place. See, I didn't lie to you back then. Now that you see Shi Lingling's defeat, doesn't it feel incredibly satisfying? It is alright, just so. A little satisfying. We're all family here. Would it kill you to stop acting cool? By the way, brother, you need to keep working hard and have 8 or 10 kids with Shi Qinghe to annoy Shi Lingling to death." Hearing footsteps, I looked up to see Shi Qinghe and asked, "Did your dad always intend for you to inherit the family business? Was Shi Lingling never even under his consideration?" Shi Qinghe pursed her lips. "I won this through my own ability," I said disdainfully. "Is that so? Aren't you feeling very lucky?" I looked at Shi Qinghe. "Lucky about what?" "Lucky to have married me, of course." I rolled my eyes at her. "You're overthinking it. If Shi Lingling hadn't run away from the wedding, and she and I had married smoothly, and her reputation hadn't collapsed, your dad wouldn't have stepped back to the second line so quickly. You and Shi Lingling would still be fighting for it. What if we had won?" She hated how Chen used "we" to refer to himself and Shi Lingling. He and she were the we. He no longer had anything to do with Shi Lingling. I wondered to myself, what is wrong now? It was a perfectly clear sunny day just a moment ago. Now it has suddenly clouded over. Her mood changes so fast. At this moment, the members of the first branch of the Shi family gathered together. Shi Shengran thought for a moment and said to Shi Lingling, "Lingling, don't lose heart. There is still a chance. It seems Shi Qinghe has won for now, but we still have to see how many shares your grandfather will transfer to her tomorrow. Knowing your grandfather, he probably won't give Qinghe too much." Shi Lingling instantly understood what her father meant. Shi Shaoran looked at her and said with deep concern, Your grandfather is punishing you. Lingling, you've really been far too willful and reckless. Even if you didn't like Ye Chen, you shouldn't have run away from the wedding. By doing that, you completely disregarded the Shi family's reputation and interests. You are touching your grandfather's raw nerve. I had no idea before that the one you ran away with was Giyu Dabai. I really don't understand. What is so good about a man like Giyu Dabai? At least with Ye Chen, his family background could help you more or less. What can Gu Dabai do to help you? Lingling, listen to your mother. Break up with Giyu Dabai and find someone else. Mom, I will never have another man in my life. Are you trying to anger me to death? If it weren't for that man, would you have lost to Shi Qinghe? Look how smug Shi Qinghe and Ye Chen are right now. Let me tell you, this isn't even the worst of it. When your grandfather gets old and Shi Qinghe inherits full control, by then, will there still be any place for us in the Shi family? All right, that is enough. Shi Shenren glanced at Li Yu and asked, Shi Lingling, are you truly set on marrying no one but Gu Dabai? Shi Lingling nodded. Shi Kenren rubbed his temples. Then you'd better work hard on having a child with him, to make your grandfather happy. That way, we will still have a chance to compete with Shi Qinghe. Dad, I understand. The next day, as I was about to head out, I teased Shi Lingling, my dear niece, still eating. You've been reassigned to the West Side branch now. It takes over an hour to drive there. Shouldn't you leave earlier? Shi Lingling glared at me fiercely. I smiled playfully. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm doing this for your own good. After all, on your first day of work, it wouldn't look good to be late, right? People might even misunderstand and think you're unhappy with your grandfather's decision and are protesting with your actions. You truly are my husband, always so silver-tongued. I looked at Li Yu, who was glaring at me. Sister-in-law. Shi Lingling didn't used to be like this. Now that she has turned out like this, do you think she was led astray by someone? Li Yu was stunned for a moment. Gu DB mom. No one has been saying anything to me. Don't listen to Ye Chen trying to drive a wedge between us. I left with a beaming smile. Shi Qinghe still insisted on driving me. I asked warily, you're not driving that car from yesterday, are you? Shi Qinghe shook her head. No, didn't you say it was ugly? I'm driving a different one today. I opened the passenger door and got in, and then I saw a sticker right in front of me that read reserved seat for handsome guy. I instantly wanted to escape, but the car had already started. Don't you think? Putting this kind of sticker in a car is really tacky? Not at all. I think it looks pretty good. How is that good looking? I tried to reason with her as a CEO. Don't you think this completely clashes with your style? Shi Qinghe shook her head gently. Not at all. If your business partners and friends see this, it won't look very good. Why? They might think you're a woman who is too consumed by romance, and they might question your professional capability. My business partners and friends aren't that superficial? Through this gesture, they will only see that I am a family-oriented and responsible woman. Just tear it off. If people who don't know the truth see this, they will definitely misunderstand and think I forced Shi Qinghe to put it there. I still want to save some face. What is wrong? You don't like it? I nodded. Yeah, I don't. Shi Qinghe let out a soft chuckle. I'm still not taking it off even if you don't like it. I was completely speechless. Fine. If he won't take it off, so be it. Worst case scenario, I just won't ride in his car from now on. The Shi Group held a board meeting today. Shi Jianguo transferred 10% of his shares to Shi Qinghe, combined with the 8% he already owned. He now holds a total of 18% of the shares. Aside from Shi Jianguo himself, he is now the largest shareholder in the entire Shi family. The Shi Group's official account announced this good news across all major platforms. As the news was shared across various industries, Shi Qinghe went viral. Photos of Shi Qinghe began spreading like wildfire across the internet. Wow, the Shi Group is killing me. Why are you all sharing photos of my wife? I'm warning you to take them down right now. Otherwise, I'll have my wife teach you a lesson. Thank you all for loving my wife. Thanks to the enthusiasm of the netizens, the Shi Group's official account gained 100,000 followers in just a few hours, and Shi Qinghe's personal account gained over 1 million followers. Shi Qinghe summoned the marketing department and issued a series of directives. Good news soon followed. Riding on this wave of popularity, many products under the Shi Group sold out instantly. Furthermore, the Shi Group's stock price suddenly skyrocketed. Both the board of directors and Shi Jianguo were extremely pleased. As the public relations manager, I was keen enough to notice how quickly the Shi Group was monetizing this traffic. I knew it. With Shi Qinghe's looks, it would be easy for him to go viral, but this is just too crazy. Shi Qinghe is indeed very good looking, but not to the point of driving people this insane. I went to check the trending topics about Shi Qinghe. The comment section below was filled with "Wife, I want to marry you. Wife, I love you." Shi Qinghe and the Shi Group are really lucky to go viral just because of a single photo and immediately seize the traffic. With the Shi Group's PR department working their magic, Shi Qinghe can stay famous for at least another few months. These months of fame represent real, hard cash. It makes me green with envy. I walked out of the company after work. Well, look at that. I saw Shi Qinghe's car again. Wait, Shouldn't he be working overtime today? I walked over and got into the passenger seat. Come to a gathering with me tonight, Qinghe said directly to me. I looked at him in confusion. Shi Qinghe continued. My friends organized a gathering for me to celebrate my promotion. Although I knew Shi Qinghe as friends, we weren't close. I'm not going. I refused outright. Shi Qinghe guessed my thoughts. He said mysteriously, you have a mission. What mission? Shi Qinghe's red lips curled slightly. I already played along to show affection with you in front of Zhao Deju. Shouldn't you play along with me too? If you are not there on such an occasion, what will outsiders think? My face was filled with speechlessness. I knew it. Being a fake couple is not that easy. The celebration was at a Chinese restaurant. By the time Shi Qinghe and I arrived, everyone else had already gathered. Everyone sized me up with curiosity and gossip. How come? I never noticed before that these two standing together look so well matched. Only Yunyao had an enigmatic look on her face. Only I know Qinghe is little scheme. Everyone else is drunk, while I alone am sober. After Shi Qinghe greeted everyone, he led me to the remaining 2 seats to sit down. Zhu Shubai, who was nearby, proactively pulled out a chair for Shi Qinghe. Qinghe, sit down quickly. I raised an eyebrow as I looked at Zhu Shubai. This man really can't wait. I actually owed Shi Qinghe a favor initially. After all, he stepped up to marry me and saved the face of both myself and the Yi family. I originally thought I could just turn a blind eye to whatever was going on between him and Zhu Shubai, but now I don't want to back down anymore. Zhu Shubai is showing way too little respect for me. I took the opportunity to sit down right in the chair that Zhu Shubai had pulled out for Shi Qinghe. Thank you. His bright smile stiffened for a brief moment, but he quickly recovered his composure. The fact that Zhu Shubai liked Shi Qinghe was no secret in their social circle. The gossip-hungry look in everyone's eyes flared up instantly. Shi Qinghe sat down right next to me. A look of disappointment swept across everyone's faces. Qinghe, I'm so sorry. I didn't skip the wedding on purpose that day. I was filming out of town, and I never expected Shi Lingling to run away from the wedding, or that you would help Ye Chen out like this. It wasn't to help him out. Shi Qinghe gave Zhu Shubai a flat look. Zhu Shubai was visibly taken aback, but Shi Qinghe said nothing more, using the serving chopsticks to put some food into my bowl. What on earth is he doing? Hasn't Shi Qinghe always disliked Ye Chen? Now, not only are they married, but they are also acting so intimate. I looked at Shi Qinghe tenderly. Thank you, dear. Shi Qinghe kept putting food in my bowl, so I kept showering my spouse with praise. This dish is really delicious. You should try some too. What is Shi Qinghe playing at? Last time, I used him to provoke Zhao Deju. Now, he is using me to provoke Zhu Shubai. Could they be having a lover's tiff? Could it be because he married me in her place, which made Zhu Shubai throw a tantrum, and then Shi Qinghe got angry? I get it now. I'm just the cannon fodder caught between Shi Qinghe and Zhu Shubai. He looks just like a puppy abandoned by his owner right now, yet Shi Qinghe is just focusing on eating her own food. She really is a heartless woman. Zhu Shubai is different from the others. Others are just dispensable admirers, but Zhu Shubai is different. He likes Zhu Shubai. Is it really okay for him to treat him like this? But if Zhu Shubai finds out about the current situation between me and Shi Qinghe, he'll probably be devastated. Watching our intimate interaction, Zhu Shubai wanted to find an excuse to leave, but he couldn't bear to before everyone said that Shi Qinghe and I were a couple, because I was the only member of the opposite sex Shi Qinghe was close with. But actually, it wasn't like that at all. Our relationship was more like friends. It wasn't love at all. I was just flattering myself. Throughout the entire dinner, nothing happened. How did I never notice before that Zhu Shubai has such strong self-control? If it were me, I would have flipped the table and left long ago. I must admit, I'm no match for him. In the end, everyone decided to go to the entertainment club. I chose to play mahjong, and Zhu Shubai followed right behind. I looked at him with a faint smile. Are you sure you want to play with me, Mr. Zhu? He seems to be harboring some anger. Is he trying to take me down a peg at the mahjong table? I usually have to socialize a lot, so I'm proficient in mahjong, billiards, and golf. I'm particularly good at calculating tiles when playing mahjong. Yes. Zhu Shubai looked at me and nodded. I know Ye Chen is extremely good at mahjong. This is no secret in our social circle, but I refuse to back down. What if he is just lucky? So what if I lose? Hemp. It is not like I can't afford to lose. I curled my lips into a smile and said nothing more. Zhu Shubai doesn't actually think that being unlucky in love means he'll be lucky in gambling, does he? Then, I'll just have to play along and grant his wish. But picking on Zhu Shubai like this seems a bit mean. I took out my phone and sent a message to Shi Qinghe. After all, he is still the one closest to Shi Qinghe's heart. What if Shi Qinghe gets worried about him? Should I go easy on Zhu Shubai? Being easy on others is being cruel to yourself. What, are you planning to be cruel to yourself now? I was just thinking of you. Haha. Frowning, I put my phone down. Yunyao smiled and said, Ye Chen, I've long heard that you're an outstanding player. You have to go easy on me today. There are only 4 of us at the table. If I go easy on you, wouldn't that just make things hard for Zhu Shubai and Li Sisi? As long as you don't make things hard for me, I don't care about the others. Yunyao said with a smile. At first I held back a bit, but Zhu Shubai's expression looked terrible because up to now he had lost the most times. Zhu Shubai's mahjong skills are truly awful, but then again his mind doesn't seem to be on the game at all. If he keeps losing, he'll only get more frustrated, which is a cardinal sin at the mahjong table. Just as Zhu Shubai was struggling over which tile to discard, the door to the private room was pushed open. Zhu Shubai turned around and saw Shi Qinghe. He was delighted. "Qinghe, help me take a look. Which of these 2 tiles should I discard? A true gentleman doesn't speak while watching a game." Shi Qinghe glanced at him. Hearing this, Zhu Shubai felt even more miserable. "Why don't you just help him look? Mr. Zhu has been agonizing over this tile for a long time." Shi Qinghe glared at me. Without saying a word, he stood behind Zhu Shubai and started analyzing the hand. Zhu Shubai felt extremely conflicted. When I asked Qinghe to help me, he said a true gentleman doesn't speak while watching a game. But when Ye Chen asked him to help me look, he actually did it. Why does he listen to Ye Chen so much? Discard the 1 bamboo. Without any hesitation, Zhu Shubai discarded the 1 bamboo. I smiled and revealed the 1 bamboo in my hand. Pure single weight, with double roots, maximum points. I gave Shi Qinghe a meaningful look. "Beautifully done, wifey. Isn't Qinghe really good at mahjong? Why didn't he calculate that Ye Chen wanted the 1 of bamboo? Or did Qinghe actually know Ye Chen wanted the 1 of bamboo?" Li Sisi and Yun Yao looked at Shi Qinghe with playful expressions. Shi Qinghe explained nonchalantly, "It has nothing to do with me. I didn't know he wanted the 1 of bamboo. I thought he wanted the 3 of bamboo." "Who are you kidding?" Yun Yao rolled her eyes. Zhu Shubai however believed him, but the very next second he saw Shi Qinghe grab a small stool and sit down right next to me. That obedient display instantly made Zhu Shubai green with envy. Qinghe has been bewitched by Ye Chen. From then on, Zhu Shubai became more and more distracted as he played. Finally he couldn't hold it together any longer. "I have some things to take care of. I'll head out first. You guys enjoy." Shi Qinghe looked at me with a beaming smile. "Hubby, aren't I amazing?" I gave him a blank stare. "You didn't even do anything." "How did I not do anything?" Shi Qinghe raised his eyebrows and said, "First and foremost, as soon as I came in, I got Zhu Shubai to discard the 1 of bamboo for you. Secondly, I sat next to you afterward to disrupt the enemy's peace of mind. I actually found myself thinking he made a lot of sense." Shi Qinghe indeed deserved a lot of the credit, a real fatal attraction. Shi Qinghe looked at the 2 women with complete confidence. "What are you looking at? Are you jealous that I have a husband?" After saying that he walked out triumphantly. Li Sisi and Yun Yao looked at each other. "So what on earth is he so proud of?" "Proud that he has a husband. Don't ever tell anyone I know him." Shi Qinghe and I went back home. Zhu Shubai and Shi Qinghe were originally on great terms, but because Shi Lingling ran away from her wedding, Shi Qinghe was forced into the marriage, which caused conflict between them. It was clearly Shi Lingling's fault, yet the 3 of us are the ones facing this awkward situation. Shi Qinghe, what is going on between you and Zhu Shubai? Did you 2 have a fight? Shi Qinghe had noticed long ago that I looked very preoccupied. Why would I fight with him for no reason? Everything Shi Qinghe did today, from the dinner table to the card table, wasn't that just to provoke Zhu Shubai? Anyway, just watch yourself in the future. Shi Qinghe asked in confusion. "Watch what?" I rolled my eyes at him. "Watch it with you and Zhu Shubai. As long as you guys don't make too big of a scene or become too flashy, I won't make a big deal out of it." Shi Qinghe looked at me and let out a cold snort. "You are quite generous." I frowned at Shi Qinghe. "Shi Qinghe, let me tell you, don't mess with me." Shi Qinghe smiled and asked, "And what if I do mess with you?" I let out a cold laugh. "If you push me too far, I will go warn Zhu Shubai to stay away from my wife. Otherwise, I'll deal with him." Shi Qinghe looked at me, and just when I thought he was going to get angry, he actually smiled. "How are you going to deal with him?" I glared at Shi Qinghe. "None of your business. Anyway, I'll have plenty of ways to deal with him when the time comes." "Then go deal with him right now." What he did today was actually quite out of line. How was he out of line today? He actually had the nerve to ask me to play cards for him today. In what capacity does he get to order me around? Isn't he just openly provoking you? I was stunned for a moment. "You talk a big game now. But if I actually go, you'll be more nervous than anyone." Shi Qinghe nodded. "True. If you happen to go too far and lose control, we did just get married. I really don't want to get a reputation for bringing bad luck to my husband. Just remember to keep it within reason. If Zhu Shubai heard you say that, he'd cry himself to death. What does that have to do with me?" I had always thought Shi Qinghe and Zhu Shubai were a couple, and it wasn't just me, everyone in our circle thought so too. But now it seemed like that wasn't the case at all. It felt like he didn't take Zhu Shubai seriously at all. Could I have misunderstood? I asked curiously, "Are you and Zhu Shubai not a couple?" Shi Qinghe stared with wide eyes and asked back, "When were the 2 of us ever a couple?" Now it was my turn to be shocked. "You've never dated?" Shi Qinghe looked at me with a face full of hurt. "In your heart, Am I really that kind of irresponsible woman? Shi Qinghe let out a cold laugh. You don't deserve to be my arch-rival at all. They say the one who knows you best is your enemy. But Chen doesn't understand me at all. He doesn't deserve to be my enemy. He only deserves to be my husband. The next morning, I was woken up by the phone ringing. With my eyes closed, I fumbled around for the phone. Hello. On the other end, Zhou Zhikang asked, Chen, are you not awake yet? Yeah. Zhou Zhikang knew me well. Chen was a self-disciplined man. How was he not awake at this hour? Must have been exhausted last night, huh? Zhou Zhikang asked suggestively. I gave a mumbled response. Yeah. In fact, I hadn't even heard clearly what Zhou Zhikang was saying. The relationship between Chen and Shi Qinghe is progressing by leaps and bounds. Are they playing out the love after marriage script or the love growing over time script? Yeah. What is wrong? Why are you calling so early in the morning? Chen, something happened. Your marriage to Shi Qinghe and the thing about Shi Lingling has also been leaked. Hearing this, I snapped my eyes open. I was completely awake now. I got it. I'll go check it out. Sure enough, I saw the names Ye Chen, Shi Qinghe, and Shi Lingling trending on the hot search. Ordinary people are already full of curiosity and yearning for wealthy families, not to mention a niece running away from a wedding and her aunt stepping in to replace her. It is the kind of soap opera drama that only exists on TV. Frowning, I clicked on it and found that a blogger had posted a so-called analysis video. The analysis seemed highly logical, and the comment section was even more sensational. After reading a bit, I more or less understood. All of this was targeted at me, with the goal of smearing the Ye group. It was probably the work of a competitor. However, the Shi family wasn't spared either. I didn't panic in my heart. Shi Qinghe became an overnight sensation yesterday, so some trouble was bound to follow. I just didn't expect this trouble to come so quickly. I arranged for my subordinates in the work group chat to take down the hot searches, and then reached out to familiar partners to launch an investigation. After finishing all of this, I looked at Shi Qinghe, who was sleeping soundly beside me. I didn't expect things to blow up so much online. Had the people at the Shi group not received the news yet, or what? Why had no one notified Shi Qinghe? Shi Qinghe, wake up. Actually, she had already woken up when I took the call. Now, she opened her eyes as if on cue. I handed her the phone. After Shi Qinghe finished reading, she picked up her own phone and issued a series of directives. Shi Qinghe had anticipated some of this. The internet nowadays is incredibly powerful. As I suddenly went viral, my connection to the Shi family and all of my personal relationships would be thoroughly dug up. But what angered me the most was that the person behind this would smear us so shamelessly. Chen. What is wrong? Putting away the displeasure on her face, she looked at me with a smile. It is nothing. I rolled my eyes. Do you think I'm blind? Forget it. I know even if you don't tell me. It must be that the situation is quite troublesome to resolve. Yesterday I watched my aunt gain both fame and fortune, and in just one night, things have completely reversed. Aunt married a man I didn't want, and now I stand far above her. How satisfying. Aunt, don't mind the things on the internet. It is just some clueless onlookers making wild guesses. Are you talking about the fact everyone knows that you've been removed from the core of power at the Shi group and exiled to the West City branch? I really don't care about that at all. I looked at her coldly. Shi Lingling, you didn't actually think I would be sad and hurt by some internet rumors, did you? A flash of panic from being exposed crossed Shi Lingling's face. I really don't know what you have to be so proud of, an untrustworthy woman like you. Did you really think you could make a comeback against the odds? Getting into Shi Qinghe's car. My face was as dark as it could possibly be. Why does this car have a husband's exclusive seat sticker too? Don't tell me you put this on the passenger seat of every single one of your cars? Of course I had to put them on all of them. Otherwise, it would affect my reputation as a devoted husband. What is he talking about? A devoted husband, devoted to me. When has he ever doted on me? I looked at Shi Qinghe, who was driving seriously and practically drooled over his incredibly handsome face. He looked so captivating like this. Wait, have I gone crazy? I didn't dare to look at Shi Qinghe again, but my ears turned slightly red. Shi Qinghe became even happier. On the other side, the faces of Shi Lingling and Li Yu were extremely ugly. From what I had just said, Li Yu deduced a certain truth. Lingling. Nothing actually happened between you and Ye Chen. Li Yu understood instantly. You've been engaged for 2 years. How could you be so useless after 2 years? No wonder Ye Chen changed his mind so quickly and even helped Shi Qinghe go against us. Mom, I don't even love him. Shi Lingling stood up and yelled angrily at Li Yu. Shi Lingling stormed out in a rage. Li Yu grew even angrier. Shi Lingling, you rebellious girl. When I arrived at the office, my assistant rushed over anxiously. The PR department has already followed the plan, contacting platforms to submit appeals for clarification, trying to suppress the trending search rumors. But someone behind the scenes keeps spreading rumors, so the effect is limited. And as the matter escalates, more and more people are getting dragged into this. More factions are fishing in troubled waters for profit. We are at a clear disadvantage. Listening to my assistant's report, I couldn't think of any good solution for a moment, unless we produce evidence to shut everyone up. Otherwise, we can only wait. Wait for the netizens to lose interest. Wait for this matter to lose its trend level, but we cannot afford to wait right now. If we wait until the Ye Group's image is damaged and the stock price plummets, we're finished. Notify the PR department to hold a meeting. I can't just sit here and wait for death. Let's brainstorm together. Maybe we can come up with a solution. In the meeting room, I explained the situation clearly. Come on, think of something. Everyone began to discuss intensely. The assistant walked in with a tablet, saying with a grim face, "Manager, look at the public opinion online." I took it and took a look. Ye Chen has long hooked up with Shi Qinghe. Ye Chen was engaged to Shi Lingling 2 years ago. He is an ambitious man. Knowing the Shi family chose Shi Qinghe to succeed and Shi Lingling was completely out of hope, he abandoned Shi Lingling and turned around to get involved with Shi Qinghe. And the reason why Shi Lingling fled the wedding was also because on the wedding day, she learned of her fiancé's betrayal and fled the wedding to take revenge on him. He played both Shi Lingling and Shi Qinghe like fiddles. Now the two of them have turned against each other because of him. This rumor monger is desperately trying to smear me. Some bystanders who don't know the truth, guided by this rumor monger and the internet trolls hired to smear me, have started attacking me with all kinds of nasty words. This whole thing is targeted right at me. My face darkened. I said to my assistant, "Have the lawyer send a demand letter to the person who leaked this." The assistant nodded. "Yes, sir." I casually refreshed the trending searches, only to find that the trending searches about me had disappeared. Wait, how did they disappear? Could someone have taken down the trending searches? Who could it be? I continued to monitor the internet trends and found that all the smear posts on the major platforms were gone. Who has such deep pockets? I sent messages to my parents and sister to ask, but they all replied in the negative. If it wasn't them, who was it? Could it be Shi Qinghe? No way, right? But there was really no one else it could be besides her. Right at that moment, the official account of the Shi Group released a statement. Certain online rumors have severely affected the reputation of Shi Qinghe and her husband. The Shi Group is preparing to file lawsuits against the accounts and bloggers spreading these false claims. The statement also clarified the matter between me and Shi Lingling. As soon as this statement from the Shi Group was released, the direction of public opinion on the internet reversed instantly. The public's attention was immediately focused on Shi Lingling and Gu Dubai. Is this it? Is this all? Is Shi Lingling blind? Gu Dubai's looks, family background, and education. How can any of it compare to young Master Yi? We have the truth now. Although it looks like a relationship issue, how a person chooses their relationships and handles things shows their character, taste, and even their intelligence. It seems the public has sharp eyes indeed. Not everyone is like Shi Lingling, who is completely blind, so taking down the trending searches was indeed Shi Qinghe is doing. Even though doing this benefits Shi Qinghe, I am still the beneficiary. Maybe I should give Shi Qinghe a proper thank you. I sent a message to Shi Qinghe. Was it you who took down the trending topics? Yes. Isn't this statement a bit bad for Shi Lingling? Why? Are you feeling bad for her? How sarcastic. I was just asking, how does that translate to feeling bad for her? I must control myself and not snap back at her. I don't feel bad for her. It is just that Shi Lingling is also a member of the Shi family. If she gets scolded and attacked, it won't do the Shi family any good either. So you'd rather be scolded yourself, just to protect Shi Lingling? You are so considerate of Shi Lingling, but does she even know? Can you speak to me properly? Can you stop being so sarcastic? No. My husband is speaking up for his ex-fiancée. How do you expect me to speak properly? I said I am not speaking up for Shi Lingling. I am just looking at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that you are my husband. You are the future male master of the Shi Group. Your reputation is far more important than Shi Lingling's. Because we are husband and wife, your reputation will directly affect mine. Reputation. Okay, thank you. Is that it? My patience is truly limited. To clear up the online rumors, I coordinated with the group's legal and PR teams, submitted evidence through multiple channels, and released an official statement. It consumed a vast amount of human resources, and even publicly disclosed my niece's private matters. And you just brush me off with a simple thank you? I'm speechless. The way Shi Qinghe says this, it is as if she actually cares about her niece Shi Lingling's reputation. We both know the game. Who is she trying to fool? It is obvious that Shi Qinghe wants to utterly ruin Shi Lingling, destroying any possible chance for Shi Lingling to make a comeback. What do you want then? I'm a woman who prefers practical actions, so I need your gratitude to be substantial as well. How much money do you want? Do you think I did all this for money? I don't want money. What do I want? You know what? What do you mean? Is it what I think you mean? Don't go too far. Husband, what is wrong? Don't call me husband. But you are my husband. If I don't call you husband, what should I call you? Shi Qinghe was clearly not like this before, or rather, was Shi Qinghe actually like this in private all along, and I just didn't know? If I had known Shi Qinghe was this kind of woman, I would never have agreed to marry her, no matter what. Unfortunately, it is already too late. Although I can't see Ye Chen, he must be furious yet helpless right now. I love it most when a Chen can't stand me, yet can't do anything to get rid of me. Just as Shi Qinghe was about to put down her phone to work, a commotion came from outside. Miss Shi, you cannot go in. Please step aside, Miss Shi. Shi Lingling pushed the door open and barged straight in. The assistant looked at Shi Qinghe with embarrassment and self-reproach. Shi Qinghe said calmly, "You may leave." "Yes, ma'am." Shi Lingling glared angrily at Shi Qinghe. "Auntie, why did you use the company account to release that kind of statement? Why shouldn't I? I was sitting in the Ye Group's public relations office. Just now, Shi Qinghe spared some time to send me a surveillance clip from the office. In the video, Shi Lingling was clenching her fists tightly, her eyes completely bloodshot, her tone full of resentment. "Auntie, do you have any idea that the entire social circle is gossiping about me now? You are clearly using the Shi family's resources and teaming up with the Ye Group to suppress me, trying to monopolize all the decision-making power in grandfather's hands." Shi Qinghe sat upright in her office chair, her expression calm. Without a single ripple of emotion, she replied in a clear, logical manner, "My issuing of that statement was never aimed at targeting you. Back then, you ran away from your own wedding without permission on the big day, and even took the initiative to publicize your intimate updates with Guyu Debi, putting your private relationship out in the public eye first. Following that, a large number of paid internet trolls maliciously fabricated rumors, hitting the reputation of both the Shi Group and the Ye Group at the same time. As the project director for the Shi Group, stepping forward to clarify the facts, and defending the group's reputation is simply part of my job. The Ye Group and the Shi Group are two independent enterprises. Before this statement was released, I did not have any private communication with the Ye family. There is no such thing as US joining forces to plot against you." Shi Lingling still refused to back down. "But we are relatives. Couldn't you have just advised me privately in a couple of words? Did you really have to make everything public? Business and personal matters should be kept separate. Grandfather transferred you to the West City branch to give you an opportunity to settle down and reflect on yourself. If you can never realize your own problems, it will be hard for you to develop anywhere you go." This speech left Shi Lingling with no room for argument. She stomped her foot hard, slammed the door and left in anger. I turned off the video on my phone, guilt welling up in my heart, along with a fluttering of feelings that I could hardly suppress. The source of all this trouble was my engagement to Shi Lingling back then. But after the storm broke out, Shi Qinghe was the only one bearing all the pressure alone. I was so stubborn, drawing a clear line between the Ye Group and the Shi Group, believing that we were just a superficial couple bound by interest, fully planning to part ways peacefully in a few years. Thinking about it now, I was truly childish. I proactively called Shi Qinghe's number, my tone carrying genuine apology. "I just finished watching the surveillance clip you sent over. I'm sorry. I've caused you to suffer grievance again. All of these troubles started because of me, but in the end you had to handle it all by yourself." Her soft laughter came through the other end of the line, without a single complaint. "Yet, you're apologizing to me again. Agreeing to marry you in her place back then was my own choice. I have never once seen it as a burden. Before, my head was filled only with the pros and cons of our partnership. I was on guard against you at every turn, and bickered with you over everything. Through all the public relations storms, big and small during this period, and the deliberate targeting by others, you always settled them quietly for me, silently protecting the reputation of the Ye Group, and protecting me. Now, I no longer want us to be just a marriage of convenience, weighing pros and cons. I like you, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you." The other end of the line went quiet for a moment. "A Chen, I've finally waited long enough for you to let go of the barrier between us. Actually, all these years, I have never truly resented you." After hanging up the phone, all the hesitation in my heart completely vanished. Guyu Debi had feigned deep affection, thinking only of clinging to the Shi family, and vanished completely once he saw Shi Lingling fall from grace. Zhu Shubai had feelings for Shi Qinghe, yet he always kept his distance, never involving the business of their two families. Li Yu tried to ease her relationship with her daughter, but Shi Lingling still showed no self-reflection. With her performance ranking at the bottom for a long time, she completely lost the chance to return to the core of the Shi Group. Everyone bore the consequences of their own choices. In the evening, after finishing all the work at the Ye Group, I drove to the Shi Group building to pick up Shi Qinghe. We returned to our marital home after work. Inside, the warm yellow light softly diffused, while outside the French window, the evening glow painted the sky in layers. I gently wrapped my arms around her waist from behind, resting my nose against the crown of her head. "In our work from now on, we will still look after the Ye Group and the Shi Group respectively, without interfering with each other. But in our life there will be no distinction between yours and mine. We no longer need to weigh benefits or put on an act." Qinghe placed her hand over mine, clasping the back of my hand, and gently rested her face against my chest. "No need to divide our families. No need to divide ourselves. Year after year, having each other in peaceful companionship is more than enough." The evening breeze drifted in through the French windows, carrying a faint floral fragrance. Once bitter rivals at each other's throats, we have now become each other's sole reliance. All the past rumors, disputes, and schemes have vanished into thin air, leaving only two hearts drawn close together, welcoming a pure, warm, and perfectly happy ending.